You. Welcome to the realm. What's going on, y'all? A little mic check going on. Mic check. Waiting for the Lords to come through. Got a big show and the guests. See what's going on with everybody. What's going on, people? Mitchie dies a lot. You need to behave. You need to behave, sir. Frodo, what's good? Jay Bailey, what's going on? Talk to me, people. Sean Sue, what's going on? Hey, Rodimus, my man, you know what's going on. Thank you. Appreciate it, Sean Sue, what's going on? Just waiting for everybody to arrive. What's going on? Oh, what's going on? You already know. Facebook in the building. You already know. Grind time, Shock Town, I see you. All on P. What's going on? I ain't see that name. All on P. Thank you for being here in the realm. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. So we just gonna wait. We got a lot of Lords waking up. Attic should be soon. Saul should be soon. Just gotta make sure the guests are good. We got a big show planned, so it should be fun. And yeah, man, we're gonna do a little mic checking. You know I gotta mute it because the king will be coming through. Tyler's game, what PlayStation slander? You can leave that to King. He got that covered. I was gonna be talking about what else is going on. Seafood Poetic, what's up? Crazy Mate Gaming. Appreciate you, bro. Early, y'all here early. That's cool. 14 in the chat. So yeah, we just gonna wait for everybody. Vogel's Creek, what's going on? DDT Lake. Yeah, we're gonna wait for them, see what's up. King will probably roll in any minute and give us a copyright strike, so you know I gotta mute that. And yeah, man. And I think we are streaming also to Periscope on Twitter, so I just gotta make sure that's good. Twitch was good, Facebook was good, but Periscope, you guys are new, so I want to see if y'all guys are getting the realm live and direct. So I'll be right back.
Kingdom
Listen,
Come
no
Delivers.
Kingdom Come Delivers in the intro. We got to do it over.
No, we're gonna put Iron Harvest in there.
Oh, yeah, exactly. All right. And we actually mic check real quick, y'all. Just to make sure everybody chat. Make sure y'all can hear the esteemed guest. King, just say something real quick.
Ooh.
Make sure y'all heard that. Ooh. Then I'm
Get
started.
that ooh.
Just want to make sure everything's good on your end. It looks good. Yeah, we go. Okay. And we are live.
You totally took the overlay off, by the way.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, man, I'm messing up. I'm doing all type of stuff. How we doing? We still good yet? We not back?
Nah,
I don't know. I don't
not
see
there
it
yet.
yet.
No, it's
I
back
don't
for
see
me.
it.
There it
It's
goes.
back
Back
for me.
There we go.
Back for me. All right.
I thought you did it on purpose, and then when you kept going, I was like, no, he definitely didn't do that on purpose.
Nah, good catch for the co-host. And we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lord Podcast and the Lords of Gaming.net, episode number 170. It's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. Don't tell me to wake up, Jared. I'm extremely excited about our special guest. And we've got the IronHarvest Open Beta, SpiderMan exclusivity to Avengers, Samsung and Microsoft partnerships, and next-gen launch lineups to discuss. So we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce the Lord, who is not only a great friend to the realm, but whose passion for his craft and game promotion skill set easily make him one of the most sought-out members of our gaming community. Introducing the communications specialist for Koch Media / Deep Silver and the PR manager for Warhorse Studios. Our favorite CV/CD carrier and the owner of the most iconic beard and stash combo in the game. Live from the Czech Republic by way of Germany and making his return into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord Tobias Stone-Swilling. How are you doing, sir?
Wow, thank you very much for these warm words, gentlemen. Wow. Woo. It's getting hot in here, man.
How's it going? So fresh off the Iron Challenge, you showed no mercy.
Well, of course, I was invited to kick some ass, so I did exactly that. I did everything people expected me to do. So
Yes.
destroy
You
you.
did what they told you to do.
Exactly.
You know what's funny? I was going back and watching that, and at like in the middle of that last game, I didn't know that was you I was fighting. That I snuck up behind and started attacking, and I was thinking to myself, why did I pull back? if I would have continued, I could have killed Tobi right then and there.
Well, it was. I told you I was sweating in the beginning. Well, because you really did like a really good infantry push, and I was like really on the. Well, I was thinking. I had to think about my next moves, but then all of a sudden you were pulling back, and then that was.
No,
my
I didn't
chance.
pull back. I attacked your homies. For some
Even
reason,
better.
I went
Even better.
straight west, and I just
my
left
God.
you over there with Undead, like at the mercy.
It was a good fun. We're going to get
You know,
it.
it's Undead's fault, man. I thought Undead had.
Oh, come on. We ain't doing that today.
I thought Undead had.
We're
that.
not doing that to that. We ain't doing that. Anyway.
Time.
Oh my God. It's good to have you, Tobi. We got a lot to talk. We will get into that open beta, but good to have you in the realm, sir. And of course, we have a Lord who is no stranger to the realm of the ILP, but with his high production values and dedication to his profession, truly helps us understand the intricacies of virtual legality. Introducing the creator and host of the HoegLaw YouTube channel and the attorney of the HoegLaw business law firm. The Lord of the spiciest takes and best legal analysis, and my cherry blossom brother with Ghost of Tsushima as his current game of the year. The University of Michigan's own, and making his return into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord Rick Hoeg. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay. I think that's the very first time in the history of the world that anybody has accused virtual legality of having high production values. No, I very much appreciate it. And actually, when you said that you were going to talk about Iron Harvest, I thought that was a good chance for me to come on the Iron Lords, because I don't know if you know this, but when I was sponsoring the Easy Allies, there was maybe a 6-month period where Iron Harvest was sponsoring the Easy Allies right next to me. So I got to see those clips. I had Jan from King Art contact me. We had a few conversations. And so I'm
awesome.
eager to hear this conversation. I don't know how much I can add, but I'll definitely be sitting in the background.
That's awesome. I think Toby's smiling inside.
Look at him. Yeah, he's like, yes, baby.
Toby likes this conversation. That's good, man. No, the production value's been good. Virtual legality been rocking.
We work on it. We're working on it. You know, it's been amazing on virtual legality. Every time I'm on here, I say, you know, you had me on when I had 100 subscribers or whatever. And today on this visit, we're now, I think, 50 away from 20,000.
Well deserved.
Pretty exciting.
Well deserved.
Pretty fun.
The grind. You know, I was proud too. You was on, I believe it was on Sacred Symbols recently, right?
I was. With
I
Colin.
was proud, man. I was like, look at my guy. He's doing it. This is good, man. It's good to see you, Journey, man. Keep up the good content. Have you got a chance to play anything recently?
I've been playing the Avengers beta this weekend.
Oh, nice, nice. Oh, we will get into that. A lot to discuss there. And we going to move on before
we definitely have a lot to discuss there.
before King and the Time
That's
crew comes for me. And, of course, last but certainly not least, we have a Lord who is quickly ascending as one of the top writing talents in the game. Thought-provoking editorials and brutally honest reviews, all done with a high work ethic and journalistic professionalism. Introducing the creator and host of the Gaming Perspective podcast and editor for our very own LordsOfGaming.net. The Lord of all things Baldur's Gate, and with a pair of shades and cap to the back is a dead ringer for Red Siege, Blackbeard. That's Blackbeard right there. You should have put the shades on. Anyway, live from Canada and making his return into the realm of the Lords. My man, Lord Undead 3XVI. How you doing, sir?
I am so hungover right now. I immediately after the massive L we took in Iron Harvest, I went, I need to go find that 60-ouncer of gin in my house, and that thing's going away. Yeah, no, it's great to be back again. Always a great time hanging out with and talking with you guys. And I'm just going to pretend like I'm coherent this morning.
Good Gaming Perspective podcast last night. I got a chance to tune in to the guys Rage, Eric Jackson, Sam Toll, but you were very passionate. I knew the gin was in the system at that rant at the end. You went on a rant about the entire gaming community. I loved it.
I need to not do my podcast and drink. It's just a bad combination.
I mean, if you repeat that sentence, I would say that definitely is a good call.
Real quickly, Sav, we have some super chats that came in, sir?
Yes, we do. We have Brian Falk with the $5 super chat. I've been following you guys for a few weeks now. Love the podcast. How did you guys meet?
Oh, wow.
This is
we was all born at the same time. we all came out the womb at the same time, and we were teleported to different bellies at the same time. So it was kind of crazy. When we all came out, we instantly missed each other, and we found each other on the playgrounds of New York City.
There you go. So we got
you believe that? I got a bridge to sell you.
Yeah. So basically just brothers, man, from very, very young.
Yes.
So Stitch with the $2 super chat. Hold up, where's my Sony baby king?
There you go.
Then we have Jay Ready 5,000 son with the $5 super chat. Hey King, head, shoulders, knees and toes.
Wow. Facts. And of course we have the Four Horsemen of Gaming, those original Lords of the Realm here at the round table with our updated 5-minute intros. Victor Alistine, you want to get that?
With the $2 super chat, say, can we have an introduction for the chat?
Oh wow. Yeah, they really breaking time there.
To the best chat in the realm.
Yes.
I salute you.
Yeah, we have to do a general introduction. We could probably do that.
We could do that. FC Violet, what's going on? My co-host with the co-most, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, Lord of Reviews, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict, how we doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. Now, obviously, some of you guys know that we took the L yesterday with the Iron Harvest devs, Toby being the main antagonist of them all. I like to say, what I like to say is that was an addict last night. That was his twin brother. He will not be joining us today. This is Addict. This isn't.
This is just Addict. This is regular Addict. No.
Time in myself.
Oh, okay, time yourself. And of course, we have our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the single player selfish experience, and also the Sostradamus, Mr. Offline Profile Illuminati and Lord Patreon of the Iron Bank, my man, Lord Sovereign. How are we doing, sir?
What's going on, fellas? I'm good. I'm chilling. Whatever I've been playing lately. I've been playing more Ghost of Tsushima. Yesterday, I was playing a little bit before I went to work, and I simultaneously had the stream on, watching my brothers get smoked. Man,
he said, Iron Challenge.
Yeah, it's almost like they. The opponents made the game.
It's almost like they created it. Right?
I don't know, man. Someone told me that too, but I don't know if that's true or not.
So I was watching that. More Ghost of Tsushima, trying to motor through that.
Yeah.
And then Carrion, man. I keep playing Carrion. I'm at the point I've evolved that monster to the point where he has like 10 heads. And he's just like devouring everything in his path. It's so much fun.
That's what's up. Real quick. Shout out to Brian Falk with the $4 super chat. King, where Mario at?
I don't know what. Oh, he was on top of the box.
Oh,
wait, hold on. Where is he?
Oh my
God! Why is he trying to hide behind that glass?
The fact that
I feel like you're gonna start filming the next Chucky, man.
Yo, bro, that is spooky. I don't like the way that Mario doll moving all around y'all. That's your answer.
It looked like he's just staring at King and go, King.
Creeping, shout out to J Diddy. Yes, creeping. So that's been pretty much it, song?
Yes, sir. We're good. Time.
And of course, we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the XS Gamer.
Ooh.
The Lord of Combat Sports, King of the Statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience, and is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how are we doing, sir?
I'm doing better than you guys from yesterday. Yo, shout out to the Iron Lords podcast. Often duplicated, right? But never imitated. Oh, wait. Often imitated, but never duplicated.
And you can't even
properly.
say it right.
You know why I can't say it right? Because I had something else that I was going to say that was going to go along with it. Okay. I want them to try to duplicate these statues. Why don't you try to duplicate that part of the Iron Lords podcast? Why don't you duplicate King of the Statues trying to go out there and buy them $1,000 statues, right? Stay in the TCL bushes where you belong.
Oh, my God.
Yo, yesterday I was so proud of you guys. Saw Tobi and you guys getting it on. I knew I had ultimate faith in Tobi and crushing y'all.
Damn!
I'm just saying he was licking his chops before y'all even started. It was out of control. But shout out to Game Pass. Listen, just because you cut your time don't mean you cut other people's time.
Shout out to Game Pass.
Shout out to Game Pass this week. I downloaded Undermine. I've been waiting for Dark Siders Genesis for the longest. So I started my joint in that. My son is playing Trailmakers. Xenocrisis is out of control. And The Tourist, which is a game that was on the Switch that I passed on smartly, that I got a chance to play that now. And what is this other game? It was another game that I downloaded that I didn't get a chance to play.
Yes, the open beta.
Yes, that's on the PC. Yeah, on the beta.
Yes, sir.
So definitely look forward to that. But the Xenocrisis reminds me of Smash TV.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And I was playing it for a minute, and it gave me that big 16-bit, 32-bit feel. And I'm just like, they keep putting little gems in there that I would have not purchased at any point in time. And I just outright purchased the game because that's a game that I don't want to be without. So I just outright purchased the game after I played it.
What's up? Yo, Sav, you want to get Kid?
Hold on one moment. We got Kid Smooth with the $5 super chat. Sup, ILP. Afraid I wasn't able to catch this live this week, but we all good. Heads up to everyone watching. Make sure you insure everything.
Shout out to Kid Smooth. Yo, send some more.
Oh, sorry to hear that,
I'm so sorry. He had just went through a move. First, I just saw him last week, and because I went to actually pick up his Elgato key light that we sold to each other. I bought back from him now. But man,
that's great. I think that's the only time I've ever seen that. Someone sells something to someone and then they buy it back.
I bought it back. Yeah. Hold on, Tobi. I think you're in twice.
We got two Tobis.
We got two Tobis. What's going on, Toby? Get rid of the old one. The old one's in here. But anyway.
Toby in here performing the shadow clone jutsu.
Yeah, man. Hang out bandwidth can't take it. But but no, real cigar. I'm sorry about that, man. Yeah, definitely about the insurance, man. I feel you on that. And Sav, you want to get Stitch? Real quick.
Yeah, hold on real quick. A lot of people don't understand that you can get renter's insurance if you rent. It costs pennies to the dollar. Make sure that you get it. You probably pay something like $30 a month to insure your house for up to $300,000. I think close to that much. But just do something like that to against all this time that's going on now. Because if you do not, you're at the mercy of the elements. To be honest with you,
it is worth it. Whatever you think whatever think you're saving by not doing it, don't think about that and just get it.
Yeah.
No doubt,
Are we doing insurance sales on this podcast?
No.
Look at Hoeg perked up.
A lot of our contemporaries and friends experienced power outages due to the storm and stuff like that.
We got hit hard, y'all.
Yeah, and I know a couple of my guys, they basements are flooded and stuff, but they had homeowners insurance. You know, so we don't even think about apartment insurance or condo insurance and stuff like that. But they have to. You should.
Yeah. No doubt. You want to get Stitch Sav?
We have Stitch with the $5 super chat. Hold up. It has been months and Addict has yet to wear his uniform while King already got his.
Look, man, all King had to do is go to the Tash shop and get his tat. I gotta wait in this mail in this whole virus.
You said my 8 hours under a tattoo.
Look, you just go there. I gotta wait for this stuff. Hey, Wilmy Hood, put in that comment section how long it took for you to get your hat.
So Wilmy Hood, how do you think it was here when I was live? Wow, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, listen, shout out to Teespring. Just in the bushes, Teespring, like that.
I think this COVID thing hit Teespring harder
than people think. But anyway, and of course we have the gaming ninja himself, the Shinobi, Lord Cognito, spreading that realness in the realm of the ILP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear, man. Again, shout out to the stream yesterday. It was fantastic. We had such a good time. Shout out to King Art Games. Shout out to Toby. It was so much fun. We know the results, but we learned a lot. Let's just say that. But yeah, man. Other than that, last word was this Friday. Shout out to my brother Ibantis. Our beef is over. We made up. We're understanding our differences.
Was hilarious.
It was a very emotional last word, though the last word prior. But this week we kind of had a middle ground as far as sun setting and Hawk Moon returning, so that was good. And then other than that, man, I want to shout out the devs from Decoy Games. Swim Sanity is out, y'all.
Finally
out.
Congratulations,
they
guys.
made it, man. Again, two brother team based out of Boston, right? Sav, you was the one.
Two brother team along with their best friend. King and I interviewed them 2 years ago now at PAX East. And they were so excited for
Did we do it again at Play New NY?
And we did it at Play NYC. I know. Well, we filmed footage of us playing. I don't know if we actually spoke to them again, or maybe we did.
No, we spoke to them off camera.
Right. Yeah. But I know we definitely played it at Play NYC. If you go to YouTube Iron Lords podcast, you will see that footage. I think we had to get. Did we lose the PAX footage? We might have lost it.
The first pack footage we missed. We lost the first pack footage. We got the second pack footage.
Right.
Yeah, the sound was messed up.
A team of two brothers and their best friend from childhood just decided to start making games, and they did everything they needed to do to train themselves to do that. And it's been a long road because they expected that game to be out the year that we interviewed them. So this is 2 years ago. So obviously it's not an easy thing to develop a game, no matter how small it is. So congratulations to them. Big up to them.
They hit release, I think, currently right now on Switch and Xbox and PC. PlayStation Nation, it is coming to you guys soon. And our very own LordsOfGaming.net will also be covering that. Right Undead?
It's in my email inbox that I will get to at some point today.
My man, you already know. But that's been pretty much it. And still working. I'm on Act 2 of Ghost of Tsushima, just working through that, getting going. But anyway, enough of that. And now the Lords we got to what everybody's been playing, all that good stuff. Oh, there, Soft. Get Beaner. I believe we missed Beaner.
Beaner with the $5. Yeah, just jumped in now. Beaner with the $5 super chat. I was against Series X games being held back, but after my wife's pregnancy test, I'm for the support from Phil Maximus Pro Consumerist.
Shout out to you.
Listen, man, immediately you realize that your wallet's going to be considerably lighter, and you start weighing your options.
That's right.
You already know, man. So we got to get into the show. A lot to talk about. So we're gonna. I know Toby not here too long, so we got to get into. All right, Iron Harvest, man. It's out. The open beta is released. And like I said, the Iron Challenge was yesterday. For those who missed the stream, Saturday, it was fierce. We had our very own Lord Attic, Undead, and Lord PD in the realm. You know what I'm saying?
I told you that wasn't Lord Attic.
So, we gotta talk about it, man. So let's start off with Lord Toby. Again, for those who don't know, you know what I'm saying, as far as Iron Harvest, talk to them about the game, and then we'll talk about, the stream, of course. So Toby, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So Iron Harvest is a classic RTS, a real-time strategy game, which if you think back in the 90s and early 2000s, this was one of the most popular genres back then. Mm-hmm. I can remember that. I think the first PC game I convinced my mother to buy me was Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Sun, because she did. There was on the box there was just this soldier, this helmet dude, and my mom didn't realize that it's a war game, so she just bought it. And at home, my dad, he was able to speak English, he then found out, and of course I was not allowed to play it. So I had this game, but for the longest time I was not allowed to play it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so it's Iron Harvest and RTS, but mechanic-wise, it's a lot like Company of Heroes. So if you ever played Company of Heroes, it's it's a squad-based, cover-based combat. You cannot just simply send your troops to the front. You have to micromanage them a lot. You need to take cover. You need to be careful not to get hit in the back and so on. And it's a very strategic and the tactical approaches are pretty big there. Yes. And in terms of setting, it's the game is called Iron Harvest 1920 plus. And this 1920 plus thing is the name of the universe. So instead of it's an alternative World War One, but instead of tanks they had those giant mechs. So it's an RTS with mechs.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I think that's one of the coolest things about it, so as far as the mechs and again, the genre now, diesel punk, correct?
Exactly. So if you think there's cyberpunk coming soon, right? So if you think about those ages, first was steampunk, which is somewhat before World War One, so in the 1800s or something. Then you have diesel punk, which is in the 1900s, so World War One, World War Two, and then cyberpunk is the future stuff. So those universes are
all linked
behind each other like that.
Yes. Very cool stuff, man. Let's get into the Undead, because obviously Undead, you were in the mix. This is definitely a genre I know that
he was in the mix, y'all was in the blender. It wasn't a mix. And I really blame Attic, because Attic had the ability to take down Toby, and I know he was like, let me tag team it off and let Undead finish him off. And you should have just finished it off. Listen, always when you got the killing shot, take it.
Look, Wilmy Hood, he's exposed it, all right? Yeah. Attic with a C was playing that game yesterday. Attic with a T is here.
He said Attic is the not great gaming twin of Addict. They look the same, yesterday, but gaming skills are much different. Wow.
So you say, is that the same Attic that played Insipid Ghost the other day?
Oh! We got the solve.
That was Attic with a T. And an Attic with a T wants to blame Attic with a T's brother.
It's been a rough week for my co-host. It's been a rough week, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk about it. But I wanted to, before I pass it off to Undead again, I forgot, Toby, I want to shout out...
Wilmy Hudson can't help you there.
Yeah, it's funny. I want to shout out King Art Games, man. Again, shout out again, I believe it was Lord Elliott and Lord Will. We had the one of the game designers of the game.
Exactly.
And the community manager as well. So those guys were great. They were giving us tremendous insight. We learned the power of the retreat functionality. Retreat. We learned a lot of things, man. They were educating us. So back to Undead, man. So again, after the experience, now that you've got some multiplayer under your belt, what's your thought process on Iron Harvest?
Well, first off, I just want to throw a little bit of rocks at Addict and PD because for some reason I was always the one that had to go against Tobi the entire game. The entire game, it was like, okay, PD and Act are switching who they're playing. I'm like, oh, so I'm stuck with the guy who rushes all the time. This is fine. So by the third game, I was like, okay, I'm just going to grab a bunch of infantry and bum rush the middle. And it worked. I was like, hey, this is working. Nice. I'm like, and then he kept retreating. I'm like, wait a minute. He's retreating. I don't like this. And then next thing I know, I had 3 giant mechs up me. And after
rewatching the gameplay, I should have pushed with Undead and took out Tobi. Yeah. But see, the thing is in the middle of the map, the other 2 people were running loose, and I had to go address them. So
but
like regardless of what I did, someone was going to die. It just wasn't going to be me right there.
It's always better to kill it when you have the opportunity. And I can say that from the opposite side, from sitting there watching. At no point in time was my knees on the line.
So good. Now, one thing too, Tobi, I wanted to ask you though, in reference to one thing I think is really cool, it's not getting a lot of credit, is the fact that you guys are doing a single player campaign, a narrative based campaign. And I know Sov's ears might perk up there because he is our single player experience guy. So tell us a little bit about what you guys got planned there.
And afterwards, I want to ask who was playing the single player campaign? Addict and Undead, you played them? Both?
I played it.
Yes,
I haven't played it yet. I'm diving into that.
I played it with the snowball fighting thing at the beginning.
Okay. Because afterwards, I want to ask you something. Anyway, so the single player campaign is definitely one of everything started like Iron Harvest. Everything started with a Kickstarter, right? So the boys and girls from King Art Games, so it's a Germany-based studio. They went to Kickstarter. They said they have this deal with this Polish artist who created this universe, and they said they think back then that an RTS would be a perfect fit for this universe. And when they did the Kickstarter, and even before, they did something like a search or like a community shout out where they tried to collect all the pros and cons, what the people want, what they like on RTSs, what they miss, and so on. And in the end, they came up with something that they call, and I would confirm that actually, a compromise or a combination between Company of Heroes from gameplay-wise, and Warcraft 3 campaign-wise, with the heroes, with the story behind, with the cutscenes in between, and so on. And actually, they have right now 21 missions planned for the release. So yeah, exactly. It's quite a bunch. And if you take that one mission, takes me, and I think I'm a somewhat okay player, it takes me 45 minutes in average, sometimes more. So every mission, you have almost 15 hours of single player campaign gameplay for an RTS, and then only gaming without those cutscenes. So you have an hour of cutscenes. So there's really a lot of content in there for the single player campaign. And as you know, you saw that yesterday, there are 3 factions in the game. Polania, something like Poland, Saxony, something like Germany, and Rusviet, something like Russia. And they have each their own campaign, 7 missions each. But the plot behind that, behind these stories, the plot is interconnected. You start with the Polanians, you finish with the Rusviets.
Oh, so you get a chance to pretty much experience each faction. That's cool. That's cool.
Exactly. And then there's a big plot with a huge hidden secret in the end coming up. So there's
getting excited.
Quite an interesting end, I'd say, and we are teasing and spoiling and Easter egging this already here and there. So some people already had an idea about that, and I would like to.
Okay, Tobi.
Addict, since you played the single player campaign, what's your thought on Harvest? Is it for you a multiplayer game or is it a single player game?
I think it's both, really. Like the single player caught me at the beginning, like really good, because they introduce you to this character, and then the whole thing with the bear, and then they really build on. She gets a little older, so I had that like the little time jump thing. So I really enjoyed that. But I guess to me, if I were like a gun to the head, what is it? I would probably say a multiplayer, because I tend to like RTSs more for a multiplayer aspect than a single player.
And that's a very good answer, because I when I think back on the Command and Conquers and so on, and Age of Empires and so on, the single player campaign was always lacking something.
Yeah.
Either was it story or a purpose or whatever. So in Age of Empires you had the interesting stories there in Age of Empires 1 and 2, but it was always the same thing pretty much. It's just they had a different text in the beginning and different but it's always the same thing. And I think that's what's so special about IronHarvest, that the single player campaign is really, really big and juicy. However, when we think of match 3 yesterday, the third one where we were mixed up, that's in my opinion where IronHarvest shines most. When you have the thick multiplayer match going on, there are explosions, there's a fighting, there you have to you're sending your troops, and everything is exploding. And I think the multiplayer thing is, whenever I want to wow someone with IronHarvest, I let them play.
Yeah. I would say it was very impressive because the destructible environments, especially, I love that. You just see the pure carnage on the battlefield. And then when those big mechs come out, it was one that seemed, Hoeg might appreciate it, like one that seemed inspired by like at. And I was just like, I love the developer's mindset on who is designing these and the artists. You know what I'm saying? It's just really cool. And another thing I want to shout out, like I said on stream yesterday, the music is really, really fantastic. Like the great scores. Some are very subtle. Some are very grim and dark. But it gives so much to the tone of the game. So I see Petey jumped in the realm real quick. I don't know if he's muted, but if Petey, if you can unmute, we get your takes on it, man. This man is in the realm, and the East Coast is out of power. This man is jerry-rigging off of power right now. Just
I apologize quickly. Just let me get these super chats.
Yo, please get the super chat, and then we'll get the Petey.
You can hear me, right? I'm good?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
One second,
okay, good.
So we have Philly Eagle with the $5 super chat. Good afternoon, Lords. Good afternoon, gamers. Hope everyone is well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Then we have G-Man with the $5 super chat. Addict and Ghost Gears rematch on pay-per-view would be epic.
I'd rather pull my eyeballs out before I play Gears.
Behave, watch your sponsorships.
I'd rather pull my eyeballs out before I play the multiplayer Gears.
Wow. Okay, then we have Stitch with the $2 super chat. King, can you let Addict borrow Mario's hat, please?
Oh my God! Stop slandering my co-host.
Jesus. Yo, the question is, Cog, did we get that super chat? Remember we had a super chat on a live show on the PlayStation. It was like one last dude.
Oh yeah. That's my fault. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was one at the end of the State of Play reaction show. Apologies on that. I was supposed to write that down. So that's on me, y'all. That's on me. But
I'll look for it.
Yeah, Solver, we caught up. Thanks, Addict.
Yeah, we have Elu Spook with the $5 super chat. Thanks for all the fun times, fellas. Keep it up.
Thank you. All caught up.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's get Petey. Now you can unmute, sir, and then we'll get Hoeg as far as your experience yesterday in the mix. You know, IronHarvest. What's going on?
Yes, I'll try to make this as enjoyable as everybody. If you hear beeping in the background, I am sorry because I am on a battery backup right now.
That's
trying to get this taken for you guys. Because I wanted to make sure I came on here and told you guys how much I enjoyed playing the game. I played probably about 4 or 5 hours of just a single player, and I loved it, and I thought it was really, really good, and I love the music, the art style, everything about it is fantastic. And then being able to do that multiplayer map with you guys, seeing just how different the single player is to the multiplayer, because you think when you're doing a single player campaign, that's going to be very similar to how the multiplayer campaign is. But I'm sorry, that's the multiplayer matches are going to be, and they are totally and completely different, which I really, really enjoyed. Seeing the dynamic of the 3 of us going against 3 veterans. Yeah. And then pretty much we us getting stomped.
Because C got stomped.
Especially you enjoyed it, especially when you got drafted in the winning team in the end, right?
I don't remember who threw me to your side. Was that Addict, if I recall?
Addict with the C.
Let's go.
Tobi, shout out to Elliot, the game designer, who says, "Look, I just want to be clear that even though I'm going over the Addict and those times, I have the statistically worst win percentage. So No one believed him, but it ended up being true.
And I will agree with you. Addict with a C misjudged the situation.
And I don't think he expected sometimes to be coming up against me, and he was just getting like stomped, and he didn't expect like seeing mechs on our side. So it was really, really good to see, how even just a little bit of guidance and showing what's going to happen, it kind of helps you understand the game even more and make you grow as a better player.
Yes.
And that was a fantastic thing to see. And some of the new elements and things that I didn't even know were part of the game, like for instance, this is something so simple, and I'd never even realized, like the sentry turrets, they had to be rotated.
Yes.
Because most RTS games, when you have like bunkers or you have turrets of some sort, you just place them and they just do 360 degrees around them. But not these. You actually have to place them in a certain direction, which is very, very interesting.
Yeah, man. Very cool stuff.
Yeah, I loved it.
Let me get this super chat right now. We got the legendary Wilmy Hood with the $50 super chat. Thank you, brother. Much love to the realm. My crew is doing a Halo stream and probably wondering where I'm at. Yo, much love for you being here. Shout out to Ford Gaming, Gaming Behind the Box. They're doing a cool Halo stream. I tried to get in there, man. Yeah, salute to those guys. It's so cool, so cool. Let me get Hoeg right quick, because I know, Hoeg, you said you were familiar with IronHarvest, obviously, with your work at Easy Allies and promotion and stuff like that. But does that genre appeal to you? Is it anything with IronHarvest did you get a chance to take a look at and see what's going on?
I haven't popped into it. When they were advertising on Easy Allies, it was early stages. And certainly when I talked to Jan at King Art, they were still well away from doing things. And we actually wound up talking about things like Book of Unwritten Tales. I'm an adventure game guy. I love this. I love this kind of stuff. And King Art has been putting that kind of stuff out for a while. So I am interested. It reminds me of a board game I like called Scythe. In terms of art style and in terms of what it's presenting. And certainly it looks like Company of Heroes to me from a little bit more old school RTS side of things. So I'm following it, but unfortunately I haven't gotten a chance to play it. I haven't followed the beta, and some of the folks that follow me or that watch your show probably don't know this, but I'm generally not an early access type guy, which is definitely going to come up later in the show when we talk about the fact that I just played the Avengers beta all weekend. But that's not a real beta. That game's done. I'm just one that likes to let things percolate, let things get finished. My brother's the game designer that likes to see things before they're done, but I like to let them ripen a little bit. So I'm interested. I love the art. I think mechs in a World War type environment is very, very cool. But I'm still waiting to see how it turns out.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
Good.
I must say that thinking of Kingdom Come Deliverance before and on and even slightly after release in what state it was, and comparing it to IronHarvest is actually IronHarvest for me. Of course, I know where things are missing and where are bugs and so on. But I must say, I feel like this almost it. So it's
very
an extremely
polished.
Good state. Yeah.
Very
good.
Very
glad to hear it.
Yeah, man. So that's cool. And like I said, King Solve, I know you guys got a chance to pop in, but just as far as the aesthetic, the look of the game, don't worry about the challenge part. Just the game itself. What to get you guys feeling on that?
Well, I feel like on to something. I saw the level of fun that they was having, and I think from a streaming aspect, it's definitely something fun to stream and watch.
Yeah.
Because you can sit there and be like, "Oh man, get him," and you're like, "Why is he doing that?" And I'm sitting there with a level of frustration, eating some chips, and I know when I'm doing something bad and I'm intense with something because I'm eating chips. I'm not supposed to eat chips, right? So I'm like, "Oh no chip for you." And I knew what was going on at that moment. I was like, they got my nerves up. And I knew I was invested in the game, not just by the people that I knew that was there that was playing it, because it is a point in time where that blurs out and you're just watching the game, right? And you're just trying to figure out what the hell is his next move. And then when you're seeing the moves happen, you're like, come on, man, don't be that stupid. And then when they crush your team, you're like, bye, right? But you knew going in what it was. It was like a heavyweight fight, and you knew the challenger really didn't have a shot, but you was hoping that he was going to do it, and you was praying that he was what was that? Not John Ruiz. What was that other Spanish fighter that just won?
Yeah, I know you're talking about
Joshua.
Joshua?
Yeah. I was hoping Attic or one of them would land a serious blow to knock him out. I was like, please, come on,
man. All I know is Attic with a C was definitely disappointing.
I knew we were in trouble when I speak to Toby pre-match, and he goes, "So, if we're gonna do an hour, he said, you sure you don't want to break the teams after? Because after we squash you, we might want to make it more competitive and get one of our guys on your." And I'm like, "Oh no."
You know what? Okay.
I didn't want to disrespect. I just wanted to like.
He said, because you said an hour, Cognito. This could be 10 minutes.
I love how people act like I was the only one on the team.
Well, we expect you because you are our ultimate game player. So sorry, I'm sorry.
I love how
that's how I view you.
How I'm the only one on the team. Apparently, I
like it was just you.
People and
I like to see
for the majority of the match, I was the only one really having filled presence. But I'm the issue here. Okay.
No. You wasn't the issue. You kept the balance. But I say this because I talked to Cog way before this, right? And me and him was joking off stream that. See, before it even started, I knew where Toby and his team was at with it when one of his team members said they was giving the names because I forget the names of the squads, right? And he was like, "This squad is the elite squad. That's why I'm taking them."
Yes, shout out to Elliot. Yeah, shout out to he was talking spicy.
I said, "Oh."
Yeah, shout out to Elliot, game designer from King Art. He was classic, man. He was a rare forward.
Elliot is amazing.
Yes, he is very
Elliot
knowledgeable.
Really
we got a lot of background. He definitely answered a ton of questions for our console community. They definitely were interested in the game. And for the record, Toby, come into console at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah. And for Addict saying, I do not want to be playing nobody with keyboard and mouse because they have a hell of an advantage. Addict, I was screaming at the TV, facts.
Well, the thing is like when you're playing the game on, because I play Halo Wars 2 on PC and Xbox, and on PC, you just click on the mini map and it takes you straight to there. Like on console, you have to literally scroll manually up there,
all that stuff. Absolutely. I see. So I want to get these super chats, and then I want to get Undead back in.
You lost off.
Oh,
we got $5. Okay, we got $5 super chat from Smitty Smith. Craig rules everything around me. Phil, get the money.
WWB, y'all. Wow. All right, Smitty's in his bag. You already know. But Undead, man, before I give it back to Tony, what other things you learned about it and experience and just the game itself?
One of the things I really actually enjoyed about the game itself, and it's something that I didn't find with a lot of RTS games, one of the most frustrating things about RTS games is when you're first learning the game, you usually get stomped by your friends playing it, but you don't really necessarily adapt and learn from it. Yeah. But after the first two kickings that Toby gave me, I kind of started changing up. I started changing up my strategy and going, okay, so if I go aggressively to this point, I know the field in this area gives me a better defensive position. So if I start from here and then go in this way instead of going directly in, I started having different results and better results. And then the only thing I wasn't catching on to with building the mechs up fast enough to keep pace with everybody else. But I think that's really cool about this game is the fact that after 3 matches, I felt like I was infinitely better than when I started.
I thought, did you notice the statistics at the end? In the statistics in the end, it kind of also showed you how much better we were playing.
Yeah.
Because they were getting better and higher each time. And that was very cool to be able to see that.
Yeah, get out there.
Me and Elliot need to have a conversation at some point because somehow he was the top of their team for 2 rounds. He comes and plays with me and Addict, and somehow he's the third team. So me and Elliot need to have words. But realistically, I absolutely love RTS games, and the fact of I cannot give enough credit to how polished this game is and how polished it was when they released the prior Steam demo. I wrote a preview piece on it, and I was like, for a game that is months from release, this is butter smooth. And this demo right now, you could tell me this is full release, and I believe you.
Believe it.
It ran flawlessly. We had no issues. We had no dropouts. It just ran flawlessly, and I really commend the developers on that because I know that's a really, really hard thing to do, especially when you have something something where you're trying to make it an enticing single player campaign while also trying to balance and make the multiplayer compelling and interesting and everything else. So I just want to really give King Art Games credit for that.
Thank you. I will make sure to send these warm words to the studio. Yes. However, you know what's really interesting? How you said that you got better and better each match. I totally sensed the same thing, because King David was saying that when he gets nervous, he starts to eat chips. When I get nervous, I start to become totally silent. And
the focus.
That's the focus.
That's the focus.
Focus and lean forward. Right?
Yes.
So that
the devs were asking. They would tell Toby's quiet, and I could tell that third match it was intense. You were focused, man.
Yep. I had to focus like real. Like that was. I would not agree that you would crush me. I would conquer that, because I was prepared. I was actually preparing for you coming to my base, which you did not. But I was preparing for that. But however, you made me sweat and you make me go silent. So that's definitely.
Man, we're going to keep bringing up how I didn't finish here. We're going to keep doing.
The funny thing was that sort of like I know King uses this a lot with the pincer move, but the moment when Undead was pushing forward, and then you see Toby pull back, I said Undead, he caught you, he lured you in, he baited you in. And I said, "Oh no, he's exposed."
You know where stuff started going like south at the beginning for Toby. Like if you look at that match, you'll see me be like, "Man, they're over here doing some wrong stuff to my dude Undead," and I literally went the long way around and I flaked Toby, and Toby was trying to retreat with his hero. I was like, "Oh, there's a hero! I got to kill that thing."
Can we just talk about the fact that what I loved about Addict's play from the third game was he was like, barracks? Nah, we don't need that. We're going straight to max. We don't need anything else.
You know what it is? You get addicted, right, to the power of those mechs, man.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I didn't say none of that at the beginning. Like when the reason that I was like, I don't need a barracks is because at the end of the second game, they pushed on me what you really need. I was like,
Elliot was talking spicy to you at that point too.
I was like, I don't remember them using infantry to push on me at the end. So you know what? I ain't building a barracks right now. And then within like 15 minutes, I had like 8 or 9 mechs, and then like, because that's when I caught Toby off guard.
Yep. Exactly.
Good stuff,
What's really
man.
What
But in
really
the
also
end, you all died. So
Yeah. There you go. What you said, Petey?
what I like is how, like, even in the beginning, how you can have your reserve troops that you can push out. So like you can pick pretty much like troops that you want. And if you've noticed, every single time everybody was picking like different types of matchups too. So they had picked different heroes and different like extra troops to bring in. I thought was a real cool different change also.
Yeah. Really cool, man. Great time, great stream, absolutely amazing. Again, if you guys missed it, it's up on the IronLaw Podcast YouTube channel. Check it out, the Iron Challenge, you know what I'm saying? With the King Art Games, Toby, and of course the Lords, man. So much fun. Toby, man, I just want you to let the people know again where we are right now, how far we are out in the development cycle. I know the beta is out right now, so if you could educate the people.
Okay, so as you said, right now IronHarvest is in the open beta, so feel free to go to the Steam page of IronHarvest. Just look it up, and you can immediately download the game. It's for free. You can try it. There's 5 single-player missions. You can play multiplayer. The lobby is full right now, so you don't have long times to wait. There's a skirmish and single-player challenges, so there's really a lot of stuff for a beta, I must say. And of course, right now, and that's maybe also interesting, the ESL, I don't know what's that. Yes, I don't know what ESL actually means, but it's esports. Is it esports league? Yeah, maybe esports league. So they are organizing right now as we speak. They have a IronHarvest tournament going on, and the interesting thing is, it's filled not with pros, but it's like with randoms who want to be part of this league, and it's free to still enter that tournament, and you can win up to prizes up to $7,000. So there's a lot of things to win.
Addict said I'll be joining today.
Addict with a T, though. Addict with a T.
Addict with a T.
Addict with a C would be joining that, because that way if I lose, I got a back door. Okay.
I want to get that information.
Which one lost his knees to me?
And that was Addict with a C as well.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I keep telling him, man, why you keep doing this? Like,
Continue, Toby. I'm sorry about the ESLE.
No, that's perfect because Addict, I want to see you in the finale because the finale of the esports tournament, the IronHarvest tournament, will take place at Digital Gamescom by the end of August, where I will travel to Cologne, to Germany, and I will be casting and hosting the finales, and will be as a moderator there. So Addict, next Saturday is qualifier number 2, so you can still jump in.
Let's go, Addict. Come on, redeem. We got to redeem our honor.
He's
Exactly.
putting it on your back
Addict-
right now, so he's
Addict with
challenging
the
you.
C has already took enough damage.
No, we'll get his confidence back.
And when it comes to the final game, so the beta will be up and running till release. So you can, from today till release, you can play IronHarvest every day if you like it.
Awesome.
And the game releases on September 1st, which is 1 month from now, 3 weeks or so.
Woo.
1, 2,
Nice,
3,
man.
3 weeks and a few days, and then the game releases. And of course, as always, if you pre-order, you get stuff. There's a collector's edition.
Nice.
There's actually there's a collector's edition with an actual iron in there, like
Really?
the ironing iron.
Oh, like an iron. Oh,
Iron.
we got so you can get your clothes pressed.
Exactly, because
After you
like
get
this-
leaned out, you get pressed.
you know, like the super old one, the one you had to preheat on some stove or something. Like,
Nice.
and why not, right? So
Exactly.
there's really a lot of stuff in there, and we are looking forward to meet you all. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, go to the social media or to the Discord of IronHarvest. It's easy to find.
Absolute pleasure, man. Toby in the realm. It's a shame we can't physically meet each other because it's silly pandemic, but it is really cool to have you in the realm, man. Again, for the realm IronHarvest, you heard it here first. We'll put a lot of that information. We'll put a lot of that information in chat so people can sign up and get interested, as well as the open beta. Toby, like I said, you're more than welcome to hang out, but I know if you got things you got to do, it's all good. We're going to get into the rest of the show, but an absolute pleasure, brother, man. That was a lot of fun yesterday.
Thank you
it
very
was
much.
definitely a lot of
amazing,
fun.
man.
Absolutely.
Especially for especially Addict with a T. Now, Addict for a C, it wasn't that fun.
No doubt.
Especially for Pete, who got drafted in the winning team.
And I would like to say I helped keep Elliot at bay. I wanted
thank
to
you.
say that. I did hold him back for you.
Toby.
Hey, but I must say, really, like seriously, no shit talk right now. You all played really good, no jokes. I mean, it's always the same. When you played in the beginning, you don't know all the tricks and mechanics and so on. But as someone of you said earlier, it really just this one little hint about retreating, about like walking backwards and so on, different turning around your barracks and bunkers and so on. These little tricks already make you so much better, and I think the learning curve is pretty good there in IronHarvest.
Absolutely. All right, Toby, thanks a lot, man. Like I said,
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Do it. I put the description in the chat, and again, Toby, thank you so much, brother. It's always a pleasure.
was a pleasure.
Pastor Toby in
Thank
the
you very
realm.
much. High five to everyone.
High five, brother. You know we'll see each other very soon,
See ya.
man. When
I
things get
can't
back
wait
normal.
to get to Germany.
Yes,
Yes.
sir, man. When real games come
Yeah.
back, yeah.
Cognito, you promised me that we will meet one day.
Oh
at
yeah, no.
Gamescom.
It's happening.
So-
No, the Lord's going to Germany.
Oh yeah,
That's
you
happening.
already know we're going. Plus, I got to get some drinks overseas.
Yes,
so
yes.
we out here.
Salute
So
to the entire team, brother.
2021 then.
Yes.
Yeah, it is what it is. Whenever it happens, we're gonna be there because trust me, right now we got that travel itch. We are supposed to have been in California.
Yeah.
We are supposed to be getting ready to go to Gamescom. So
Same
all
here,
this is
yeah.
doing is making us stronger. That's all.
That's it.
Perfect.
All right, brother. Have a good one, man.
Gentlemen, I'm lifting my hat for you. Have a great evening. See ya, guys.
Later, Toby.
Cheers.
High five.
No doubt. High five. So if you want to get the super chat before we move on?
I'm gonna bow while I still have
Petey,
power.
thank
So
you.
I'll see
Yo,
you guys
brother.
later.
Thank
Later,
you.
Thank
Pete.
you very much, guys.
Thank you,
I
brother.
will catch
Please
you
hope
later.
you get your power back too, man. Thanks, man. I had a
Yeah,
lot of fun
yeah.
with you yesterday too, bro.
They
Yeah.
saying Monday, the
Okay.
latest.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
well, hope so. Question marks.
Yeah. Have a good one, Petey.
Later, guys.
All right, man. Solve, you want to get that super chat?
So
sir?
I got disconnected for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I should be able to get it.
I'm back though. Did we get the Smitty Smith one?
Yes, we got somebody Smith. Let me get Forte. Oh, he got a shout out. Shout out to Forte. Great to see the Lords on this fire setting Sunday in Michigan. Plus, the stream was great. Love the energy. Hello to my fellow Michigander, HoegLaw.
That's right. See, you're out there with Northville, Michigan, and then you find every other potential or former Michigander on the internet. It's all good stuff.
Absolute pleasure, man. Michigan in the realm, we already know. So we're going to move on, get into the rest of the show. So let's get the poll question. Actually, last week's poll results are in, and the people have spoken to the question. With the recent success of Grounded and Microsoft IPs having great initial success on Steam, do you think this pressures Sony to put more first-party PlayStation exclusives on PC sooner than later? The winner of the three-way ILP poll at 51% is no. Sony still values their console ecosystem more than Xbox Group. Coming in at
smart.
Coming in at second place at 33% of the vote was Sony values extra profit, only a matter of time, Group. In last place with only 14% of the vote was I don't care if they put all my exclusives on PC Master Race, I'm throwing PlayStation in the bushes. Shout out to all the Lords who participated last week. Lord Undead, I need your thoughts on this whole Steam sales and initial success. Where you at with this, man?
You see, what I love is I love all the people that try to miscredit Steam sales charts. Yes. I saw a certain individual was trying to do this with some of our articles in your poll.
Yeah.
How much copies does it really take to become the Steam bestseller and nonsense like this? The thing is, for a game to be a top seller in Steam, it's impressive in itself because there's so many games on Steam. Right. People don't really grasp how many games release on Steam a day. I think on average you can count 10 to 15 early access games a day. So try and get your head above water with that it's really hard. But you cannot deny the fact that when PlayStation and Microsoft put their games on the PC store, they stay in the top selling list for a long time. Yeah. Microsoft last week and the week before that and the week before that, 4 of the top 5 best-selling games on Steam were their games. Right. Sea of Thieves sold 1 million copies at full price.
What you said again? I can't. What did you say? My headset went out. What did you say again?
So.
I really didn't hear you.
You being messy. Go ahead.
No, I'm honestly. He said something. He said Sea of Thieves, and I really didn't hear.
So 4 out of the 5 best-selling games on Steam for the past few weeks have been Microsoft published games. The success that Microsoft has found on Steam is incredible in the fact of, unlike PlayStation, where you don't necessarily have PC Game Pass or anything like that. PlayStation now works on PC, but it's very restrictive and limited. For Sea of Thieves, for example, which is an old game, came out in 2018, launched on Steam just a little bit over a month ago, has already sold 1 million copies, and they've had the most success of that game in the past 3 months. Grounded was the best-selling game on Steam for the week of its release.
Get out.
Grounded was the best-selling game of its release, and even when you go to PlayStation games like Death Stranding, Horizon Zero Dawn,
Horizon Zero Dawn good right now.
Horizon Zero Dawn, the PC port is a little bit messy and it's a little bit all over the place, but that is still the top-selling game on Steam, and they're charging $50 for something you can buy on the PlayStation Store for $5.
Right. So, that's crazy.
And the thing is people think that exclusivity is what will drive these companies. If companies start realizing they can make $10 million off putting their game on PC, they will.
Right.
Even Atlas, after releasing Persona 4 Golden, which is a game from 2012, I believe, or 2010. I don't even know how old that game is. It's almost a decade old. They put that game on Steam, and it sold close to 1 million copies in a month.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So no company, if I tell you, hey, you have this product that a lot of people love, I'm going to put on another platform, I'm going to make you $10 million.
Right.
What are you going to say to that?
Exactly.
Take it.
That might be a little too easy.
It's a little too easy, Hoeg?
Well, I think one thing that is a part of this, right? We've obviously talked about this for a number of months, which is the different approaches between Microsoft and Sony here, is the timing component. right? There's a distinction between Microsoft releasing Grounded on Steam day and date with its release on Xbox and Sony releasing Horizon Zero Dawn, whatever. I don't know when Zero Dawn came out, 17?
Yeah, 2017.
So I do think Sony will continue to explore this effectively. Well, we have taken all the money we can from our console ecosystem, so now release it to the PC people. But I think that's a distinct philosophy difference between Xbox and Sony. So Sony probably will. I don't see Sony moving that window back very much. I see Sony treating the PC essentially as home video and PlayStation 4 as the theater or PlayStation 5.
Yeah, no, it's two philosophy things. I think the issue Hoeg just came down to, you know, we wanted to do is just recognize initial success depending on whoever the platform holder is on Steam. Because
Sea of Thieves is just crazy.
Exactly.
Sea of Thieves is just crazy. I saw how many months it was up there. That's just crazy. I love Sea of Thieves. I really do. And they should be commended for taking what was frankly weaker than Destiny day one and making it a very strong product.
Absolutely.
But I was very surprised to see that level of engagement with full price PC sales. No question.
Yeah, and like I said, that's all it is. I mean, to me, it's just more of a celebration of, you know, another platform literally, you know, having success with these games.
All that shows me is that no matter what, the PC gamer doesn't care about the console space until the game reaches their ecosystem. That's why when I say if a tree falls in the forest, do you hear it? Like a lot of times people telling me stuff is on PlayStation now. Oh, you're excited is in Game Pass. If that was on PlayStation Now like a month ago, I'm like, okay, I would not know and I would not care because that's not where I game at and I wouldn't give money on that service. That's the same way the PC guy is. It's like, oh, what's the Zero Horizon doing? Maybe he never even knew that it was on PlayStation. Maybe he doesn't even care about what's going on the PlayStation and he clicked and he purchased that full price because he thinks it's a brand new game. He doesn't know that, I can get a PlayStation. If I have a PlayStation, I can play it on my PlayStation Now for $5. It doesn't occur to him and is not even in his thought pattern. So when you lock your stuff off into one ecosystem and you don't capitalize on money that's in another space, that's a limit in your corporation. And when your corporation starts to realize what you're doing, I'm pretty sure you're gone.
But what fascinated me about the Microsoft side of things is that like Sea of Thieves exists on Game Pass, PC Ultimate, like right now. It's the same. You're still playing it on your PC. You just aren't buying a full price version on Steam. So it surprised me that there wasn't what I would have thought was a bigger divot in their sales.
That's what surprised me too. Get at it.
What comes down to it, let me mute my music. When it comes down to it, I think Microsoft knows that there's a lot of people that will take advantage of Game Pass Ultimate and download it, but there's a lot of Steam fanboys. Sure. And they know for a fact that as long as they release it on Steam, they will come. So
some people you give Gabe his tithe and you make some sales.
I think that was their point. They're like, look, we'll make Game Pass, we'll give value on Ultimate to make sure people want to pay that $15 a month to have access to both ecosystems, but we know that there is way more Steam fanboys on PC than there are people that will get it on Game Pass.
And there's people, let's be real, there's people, it's a good point out. There's people that even when the Epic Store came into play, you know, a lot of the PC community was like, look, that's nice and all, but I like Steam. I like this ecosystem. I like my friend list. I feel that the feature set is more superior to Epic. I would get in an argument because as a console guy, initially, I'm looking at it like, why wouldn't you get this game that's free over there just to open another launcher? They're like, no,
they don't want it.
It's a huge deal. They were like, we are staying here with our launcher. So that's all it is, man. So the poll's just about celebrating success and seeing what's going on in the industry. That's it. But we're going to move on into these topics. And this is a hot one, man. We got Hoeg in the rails. You know, we got to talk about it. What happened, Sav? You got some more chat?
Let's get the chat. We have Big Cloud Gaming with the $10 super chat. Put those TCL gamers in their place.
A lot of TCL shade.
You know, and it's true because a lot of times I keep telling the TCL gamer, listen, you guys are covered. We saw the specs, everything is out. 1440p checkerboard. Y'all don't even have to worry about that.
I need help on TCL.
don't worry about it. You're good. The PlayStation 5 has you covered. If you have a TCL, you don't have to worry about upgrading anything. If you're a PlayStation gamer, you're safe. You're good. But if you have an X, I really will tell you to upgrade. Oh, unless you're gonna get the Lockhart. Okay,
they do have some 120 frames per second games.
I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't trust that.
If Spider-Man is 4K,
I wouldn't trust that. No, it's not 4K. It's not 4K. It's checkerboard, but
I can't.
It's not.
You're very messy, sir.
Stop damage control.
Moving along. So we got some news, man.
We have more super chats.
I'm sorry. Continue.
We have the wise old gamer with the $2 super chat. King has Addict's TCL headset. And no, we have a few more. Actually, we have DJ Hero with the $5 super chat. Thank the Lords for the constant entertainment. ILP community is the best community. # take them knees.
Thank you, sir.
Take them knees. Mm-hmm.
Then we have Regulator 951 with the $5 super chat. Chris Hart over here saying Game Pass devalues games and doesn't encourage the devs to make great games. Please, King, get this man's knees real quick.
No, we're gonna have to leave Christopher Hart alone. He's been bashed up all week. I mean, that state of play was horrible. He's in the dumps right now. It was abysmal, and I feel sorry for my guy. Please check on Christopher Hart, make sure he's okay. Please, everybody, put hearts in the chat.
Christopher Hart.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I do feel like we low-key need a wellness check, man. We need a wellness check.
He's a wellness check.
I feel like any PlayStation fan watching that, they need a wellness check, man. We need a wellness check.
Wow. Moving on, get off.
Then we have Jay Riddy with the $5 super chat. Shout out to Game Pass. Devil May Cry 5 leaving 8/14. Play it. Yeah, if you haven't played it, now it's time.
If you haven't played it and it's been there damn near a year, you're full. Yeah. Go buy it right now. It's on the super cheap too. Would you get 10% off? Go get it, man.
Yeah. Then we have JD Gamer with the $5 super chat. Microsoft has a great deal with Game Pass for its fans. Then the games still sell well on Steam, so it's all covered. Just imagine. Wait, I'm getting moved here. Just imagine what the new AAAs will sell. That is true.
Then we got a new member in the realm, man. Put those crests in the chat. Welcome to the realm, the wise old
gamer. I just heard the horns too. No,
that was me.
Somebody did it with their mouth.
But I heard some real horns. That outside of your fake horns. I heard the real one.
You hear real horns on your end. I don't ever hear.
I never hear the horns. Or very late.
They're just late. They're a little delayed.
Where's this heart so I could put it in there for Chris?
Yeah, put the hearts in the realm, man. That's what's up, man. We caught up.
No, he wants hearts in the.
I want hearts for Christopher Hart.
I'm gonna put a heart with. I'm gonna put this one in there. There you go.
You gonna put the broken heart in there? You gonna put the broken heart?
Yeah, messy.
There you go. Heart.
No, time.
You can't be mad at us.
Time.
We're concerned for Christopher Hart.
Time. Anyway, Saab, are we caught up to?
Yes, sir. We're caught up.
All right. Okay.
No, we're not.
Grounded Gamer. Let me get this one. Shout out to Grounded Gamer. The Fuzz $3 super chat. Stop ripping on my bedroom TV, King.
Yo, listen. As long as it stays in the bedroom, once it makes its way outside, we got problems.
A lot of TCL slander going on today. But look, man, this has been a hot one. We have got SpiderMan, man, coming to Marvel's Avengers exclusively on PlayStation. I don't know why King is laughing. And according to the blog post, it's never been a better time to be a Spider-Man fan. The team at CrystalDynamics, along with our partners, are overjoyed that we get to be a part of this hero's journey. We can't wait for you to add Spider-Man to your Marvel Avengers roster. Gotta get this first. In early 2021, as we promised before, he will be available at no additional cost to owners of the base game exclusively on PlayStation. So that was the news that rocked. Undead's face right now is classic. That was the news that rocked the industry this week, and it had a bit everybody in a tizzy. Some people were in a tizzy, but I want to get it off to Hoeg, man, because he had an outstanding virtual legality right now going up. I believe it was 274. And let's break it down, Hoeg. What are your thoughts on all this? And I'm gonna create a new hashtag. Lord help us, Hoeg.
Hey, there you go. Help us out, Hoeg. Yeah.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, so I did a video on this because if you actually follow the timing, this all came out or was leaked or was rumored just before it came out at the same time that Sony came out and said, you all have to buy new controllers, as many as we want to sell you, really at the same time.
Right.
And so the point of the video that I made, and really the point of this whole conversation, is that Sony's in a different business than Microsoft right this second. And they're in the business of locking people down in a way that Microsoft isn't. And so this kind of thing, this sales of exclusivity of Spider-Man on their side of the pond of console sales is something that we should get to be expecting. This is going to be what Sony does. And right now, the market for these kinds of exclusives is probably cut in half. They might be a market of one for really the companies that are looking to do this. And so it wouldn't surprise me if this continues on. Now, I called it in my video anti-consumer on a broad basis. Okay. Not that you necessarily have to come out and gnash your teeth and rend your garments and cry to the wind, but that just on kind of a basis of direct competition with their nearest competitor, it is clearly more anti-consumer than what Microsoft is trying to do. Right. And this isn't talking about the content or where God of War lives or anything else. So please, you can leave that to the comments in virtual legality. I look forward to the insults. But what the point of this conversation is Microsoft saying you don't have to buy a new controller, Sony saying that you do. That's Sony is just more anti-consumerist than Microsoft on a question like that. Right. And if we assume that CrystalDynamics would have been perfectly happy putting the most popular Marvel character in history on both sides of the multi-platform release of their game, then Sony essentially just paid money to make sure that Microsoft didn't have it for the most part. And at a broad level, I don't mind it. I was probably always going to get it on Sony anyway, but it's not great. I like to see everybody have the best experience possible. I hated it when Microsoft bought Tomb Raider away. I hate it when Sony bought Spider-Man away. Right. Note, this is both Square Enix. They're bad at this. And so when we have these conversations, I can understand folks that are upset. I can understand folks. Also, I can understand Sony likes to, kind of stoke the fires of the console war a little bit. I understand the folks that say, aha, you don't get it. And to some personality, that makes sense. That it somehow captures more value on their side of the console war because the other side doesn't get something. Right. Broadly speaking, I think in multi-platform titles, and I felt this since the exclusive deals for Destiny, I don't think this makes sense psychologically. I don't think it's good marketing. And I think really, when we talk about something like this, Sony isn't likely to sell PlayStation 5s. They are likely to slightly bump up their sales of this specific game on their platform. But for 30% of just Marvel's Avengers sales, I don't like this look. But I certainly understand that there are some people that just like to feel like, how do I put this delicately, that Sony is putting their boot on the throat of Microsoft. And they want to back a horse that is just destructive of the other side's ends. Right. And so I think Sony plays into that a little bit. I would expect this to continue for the next year at minimum. And so I do think that's a harbinger of the use of resources that could have been spent on things that would better the industry, that would get me more products that I like, being used instead just to line the pockets of various publishers to hold things back from other people. And that's never going to make me thrilled.
No, I understand your position on this, Hoeg, but I want to be fair, and I want to I want to give you some counters in reference to two things. One, what do you
I love counters. That's why I'm here.
What do you say? You know we gotta have fun. Come on. What do you say to people who say, "Look, this is Sony caring about their fan base and investing to give their base something," right? That's number one.
So the only thing that we'll just do these in order, right? Okay, so cool. I mean, we can have some fun with this. I always am amenable to this argument when it is clear that the thing in question wouldn't have existed. Okay. Right? I'm amenable to this argument for Nintendo saying that nobody was interested in making Marvel Ultimate Alliance until we ponied up $100 million. That game is definitely not $100 million. Whatever money they had to pony up to get that game made. I am totally amenable to that kind of concept, which is just, in the corporate world, we would think of it as outsourced research and development. Okay. You just paid for it. It's a collaboration agreement and exists because you paid for it. And so naturally, it's yours just as much as God of War isn't going to appear on the Xbox anytime soon. You just basically paid for a game to be made. It just so happened to be outside. Right. But we're here where we've got a character. And one thing I will say about this, I don't know if we're going to talk about actually our feelings on the beta or how many of you have played it, but having played the beta this weekend, and this was pretty evident from the War Table videos that they did, a character is a big freaking deal in Avengers. A character is a Destiny class. Yes. It is It is 9 skill trees. It is a loot table. It is an interaction with every other hero. It is its own battle pass, as we saw in the beta. It is a big, big, big deal. So this isn't just 2 months of map access in Call of Duty. It isn't just a gun skin. It isn't just that kind of thing. This is an actual, we're going to hack off what is a significant part of the game experience, and we're not going to allow Microsoft players to have it.
Right.
It's just not ever something I'm going to really love.
Okay. And again, I just to double down, from a pure business standpoint.
Double down.
Right? People will say that it is just business, right? That it is just Sony had ponied up, and if Microsoft had that same opportunity, they should have ponied up. So my other question is in reference to that. What do you say that? And then the simplest question is, who took the bag? Because there's a lot of confusion here, right? There's Spider-Man, the character, the movie character with the rights.
Oh, the legal stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I do that in a video as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, I almost did a secondary video saying no, Sony doesn't own Spider-Man. Yeah, that's a fair question.
Yeah.
So starting at the end, I think it takes 2 to tango. Okay. I mean, I really do think that Marvel and Disney had to agree with Sony, and they both had to kind of say, yep, this makes sense. Right. And as I said, I brought up Tomb Raider because Square Enix is known for making stupid decisions with its business. And so I do think this is one of those, again, heck, when this game releases, giving CrystalDynamics the Avengers license might be stupid at the entirety of the project. But in terms of just that, then I think that what we're talking about here is Sony and Marvel agreeing. And the secondary question that you had was, why didn't Microsoft pay up?
Yes.
Microsoft could have paid up. I think there's a relationship issue there, which we can talk about vis-a-vis Spider-Man particularly.
Right.
But one thing that I would impress upon your audience and this panel is that money being spent on exclusives, whether it's Microsoft's or Sony's, I don't care. That's dead weight cost to our game experience. That is not money developing new content. That is not money that makes our games better. That's money that goes to a publisher to make somebody else's game worse. And whether or not Microsoft or Sony is outbidding each other in that kind of conversation, I don't care. I say this in virtual legality all the time, but I'm not backing a horse on this.
Gotcha.
Thankfully, I'm pretty blessed in my income level. I'm going to get both of them.
We got everything, right?
And so I want the best games possible to be made. My commentary when Halo Infinite was shown was not, oh man, Xbox sucks, now we can rag on them. It was, man, I wish Halo looked better. I want to be more excited about that thing, and so I want everything to be great. And so the question that you ask is, why didn't Microsoft bid more? Yeah, maybe they could have, but I really don't want to be engaging in what amounts to a deadweight loss where we're just spending more and more money to not make games.
Oh, fair enough. I have 2 more questions, then I'll open it up to the panel.
Sure. This is great.
Yeah, so pretty much now you made another point, and we know the Spider-Man video game character existed on the Switch. I have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on Switch.
Yes.
Spider-Man's running loose around. There's no problem,
Yeah, he's in Marvel vs. Capcom multiplat too.
Exactly. So is it a situation where Sony allowed that for him to appear, or was this like a pre-deal thing before? That, it's just this weird gray area of how come he's there but he's not here, and it's just weird, right?
Yeah, so let's back this down to like some fundamental notions, right? Because this came out on social media and Twitter, my comments, and everywhere else. 1, Marvel owns Spider-Man.
Okay.
When you have the intellectual property rights in a piece of property, you have the right to license out the use of that property without selling it.
Right.
Even when Marvel was going bankrupt in the 90s, they retained the rights to Spider-Man. That's why he had comic books and everything else. And so they retained the right to Spider-Man, and they exclusively licensed the right to make Spider-Man movies to Sony Pictures. That's what happened in the 90s. Sony Pictures then went and made
one of the best decisions they've ever made. Was doing that.
Well, you got the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, and you got, Claire Dunst and her horrible Mary Jane. And you go through Andrew Garfield. You go through Andrew Garfield and one of the worst movies ever made with Amazing Spider-Man. And finally, you want Spider-Man 2. Amazing Spider-Man 1 is mediocre. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is one of the worst thing I've ever had my eyeballs see.
Continue.
But then you get to Tom Holland, and then you start to get people really, really confused, right? Because what's happened contractually at that point in time is that Disney and Marvel are essentially borrowing Spider-Man and sharing some of the revenues, and then agreeing to, I think, creatively develop the movies on Sony's behalf. It's a very complex relationship. On top of all that, back in the 90s, the actual license that happened here is something like 170 pages long. It got leaked out when the Sony email leaks happened. You can check it out online. It's a ridiculous contract. I would never draft it that way. Sony, if you're listening, I'm happy I'm available.
Hi ho, y'all.
But you look at that license, it's way too long. But one of the things that comes out is when you get to Insomniac wanting to make a Spider-Man game, let's say about 2015 or so, when they're looking at what they want to make to release 2018 Spider-Man, Marvel is a part of that licensing. Sony is a part of that licensing. They already have a relationship between their entities that is important. It's not legal. It's important because it's a vice president that knows a vice president. It's a business strategist that knows a business strategist. They are comfortable with each other. And so there is some kind of other contract, some kind of other license that happens right then and there to make the Insomniac Marvel Spider-Man game. And when Insomniac makes that game, it doesn't mean that Insomniac and Sony, because we're just going to treat them the same because Sony will later buy Insomniac, that they own Spider-Man. They don't own Spider-Man. What they do have are certain rights to the specifics of the version of Spider-Man that they developed for $120 million.
Which is the Insomniac version.
We call him White Spider. White Spider.
There we go.
White Spider, Sony has certain rights to. So Marvel can't just take White Spider in all likelihood. This is all based on a contract we can't see. So Marvel is unlikely to be able to take White Spider and say, you know what? We're putting that game on the Xbox. Sony has those rights. And so in all likelihood, a couple of things happened here. One, the CrystalDynamics Avengers game is, in my opinion, not likely to directly reference the Insomniac game, but is likely to be built in a fashion in which nothing contravenes the background for Insomniac Spider-Man. That this very well could be Insomniac Spider-Man. He might talk about back in New York a bunch, which is normal for Spider-Man, right? He might reference a few things. There's nothing that you couldn't obliquely reference that happened in the 2018 Spider-Man game that would be something that wouldn't work in the Avengers game. I would also expect the White Spider costume to show up in the Avengers version on Spider-Man. At the same time, Sony says Spider-Man's associated with our brand. Heck, the PlayStation 3 logo was the Sam Raimi Spider-Man logo.
That's correct.
And we want this to only be on our platform, and we're willing to pay you X amount of dollars. At which point Square Enix says, well, that's a lot of money. Thanks, Sony. And we'll agree to it because we don't ever think about our decisions. And that Tomb Raider thing is now a couple of years back, so nobody remembers it. So I really do think what happened was strategic relationships. I do think that it related to the fact that Sony wants to keep pushing Spider-Man. So Sony was always in favor of having Spider-Man added to the game. And then they weren't so keen on necessarily having it over on the Microsoft platform and thought it would be a good differentiator. Like I said, my best guess is that you're looking at a year of multi-plats getting exclusivity stuff on PlayStation.
You literally answered my next question, because the same thing I was going to say was in reference to again, we're speculating, we're not seeing this contract, but
we will never see this contract, but I have seen intellectual property contracts, so I can tell you what they look like, at least in broad strokes.
So in this case, which was you led into perfectly, which would be permanent exclusivity or timed exclusivity based on...
I think they would have said timed.
Okay. Now, being that I don't recall them saying timed.
They didn't.
Right. It was permanent.
So in this vein, this would be different. This would be, he would never appear on Microsoft platform or the PC version of Avengers. Based on, again, we're speculating, based on the nature of what we think this...
they're pretty good. Sony's not perfect, but they're pretty good about saying, for now, or... they don't use the word timed. Usually they use different English language words that mean timed mostly.
Only on PlayStation first.
First, that kind of stuff. So you read that and it looks very much to me like it's permanent. But again, it's such a big chunk of what that game has to offer. It's wild. It's a wild deal. That real money changed hands on that.
Real money changed hands, man. So let's open it up, man. Undead. I listened to Gaming Perspective last night, and you had a lot of things to say in regards to this. You're very animated, so let's get right into it. Then we open up to the Lords, man. What's your feeling on this whole thing? No deal, big deal, people blown out of proportion. Where you at?
Well, see, here's my thing: is I'm not going to be one of those people that pretended like this game was a big deal to me in the first place just because of this. Because I've been covering this game since its reveal, and it's the most average and AAA-ish game I've ever seen in my life.
I object.
The Hoeg became Judge Law. What's going on?
There's just something that does not interest. I'm not a huge Marvel guy. That's the main thing.
See, now you're in trouble.
So,
Now you're going.
totally
She's thinking. You said,
I withdraw my objection.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm not a big Marvel guy. Like I like SpiderMan. Yada yada yada. The game just hasn't really drawn me in.
No doubt.
But I don't mind exclusivity deals. Like I get it's part of the business for the most part. And like Hoeg so eloquently put, I don't think people realize how much money gets pissed away on these exclusivity deals that could be going to making better experiences for us.
Right.
But the biggest thing I'm not a fan of.
Well, I mean, Undead, they did say, Sony did say they're going to be giving you less content. Did they not say that?
See, here's my thing, and this is my only thing with this. I don't mind deals like the Medium with Bloober Team with Xbox, where they're like, hey, we're going to give you a bag so you can make this game. Yes. I don't mind Sony money-hatting Deathloop for 1-year exclusivity, because it's a whole game. I get that.
I'm with you on that.
My problem as a whole is when you're selling a $60 game on 3 platforms, but 2 of those platforms don't get content because they choose to play on different platforms. This doesn't encourage people to buy a PlayStation, because if you went and go and buy a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5 to play SpiderMan in 2021 on Marvel's Avengers, you're an idiot. But the thing is like exclusive games are fine. I get it. You need to make your software portfolio as appealing as possible to your consumer base.
Right.
But there is nothing good and to be celebrated about other people paying the same price you pay for a game and they get less content. That's period. End of story. This isn't Sony treating you as first-class citizens, which I've seen that thrown around today.
Spicy.
And the past few days. This doesn't care. Sony, Microsoft, they don't care about you having console war points or wherever the case may be. This is them wanting to see how much money they can throw in a bag and run away with it. And Square Enix needs to figure out what the hell they're doing, because spoiler alert, when Final Fantasy 16 comes out and it's exclusive to PlayStation, because that's going to happen, it really makes the past year where Square Enix has been putting Final Fantasy on everything to be like, hey, don't you love all these Final Fantasy games? Aren't they so great? Oh, never mind, they're exclusive over here again. Square Enix likes money. Right. The Tomb Raider thing was ridiculous. They're doing things with Marvel's Avengers now. They're going to do, if people will give Square Enix money to do something,
they're going to take the bag. So Square going to take the bag. They're going to take the bag. That's a fact.
Square Enix will take the bag of money and run with it no matter what. Like, if Nintendo was like, hey, we want, I don't know, some game from Square Enix's back catalog and it's exclusive. Square's not going to be like, I don't know. What about the fans? They're going to be how much? And that's just how business is. And I understand that. Yeah. But I don't think, like, if you're upset about this because you only play on Xbox and PC, I respect you. Yeah. If you play on PlayStation, you're like, I don't mind this because I own a PlayStation, I respect that. But do not say this is a good idea. Don't.
You're taking all the stuff I'm about to say, man.
don't applaud Square Enix and Sony for taking content away from other people, because if you celebrate other people not being able to play someone, spoiler alert, you're a loser. And that's all I will say about it. Period. End of story.
Spicy Undead.
Caps off. I'm done.
Caps off. Listen,
can I go next?
Before we're gonna let you get your bars, but Starve, we gotta get the super chats. We missed a ton. Yeah, we gotta catch up.
We have Elemental Peel with the $5 super chat. Why do I see people duping on Godfall? Throw it in the bushes. I agree. Pixelbit G with the $5 super chat. I pre-ordered Avengers for Xbox One X. I canceled my order. We'll wait to see if the PS4 Pro version is inferior before deciding if I want to pay for this.
Right.
Okay. Then we have Brat with the $2 super chat. HoegLaw in the house. Salute, Lords.
Woo! Salute, Brad. What's going on?
Then we have Regulator with the $2 super chat. Give me Craig, way better than Spider.
Shout out to Craig.
Shout out to Craig.
No doubt.
Then we got Black Ronin with the $5 super chat. The Spidey deal is great for PS5 players and shite for consumers in general. If this goes further, making third-party characters exclusive on a multi-plat.
He said PS5 players.
What? I don't know. Well, I didn't see the super chat.
He said PS5 players.
You mean PS4, brother?
Oh my lord,
that's gonna be carried over to PS5.
It ain't nothing being carried over.
It's a games as a service. You think it's just gonna stay on PS4?
I think it's gonna die right there.
Let's just continue. Oh no, I don't disagree with you on there. It's definitely gonna be dead by the PS5.
Oh God, I object.
Hoeg objects.
I
know, man.
If y'all trying to get it over to the next station,
look,
y'all
man,
better just stay
every
the
time
station you at.
you guys have doubted me on these type of games. We have the Division, we have Anthem.
Listen,
every game like this that I have stayed away from.
After Addict, I'm gonna let y'all know.
Again. I tell you right now,
he's compared it to Anthem, Hoeg.
It is Anthem. It's Anthem Part 2.
It is not.
It is.
Look,
Anthem
man, what I was
with
seeing,
super moves.
With all due respect, Hoeg, if you like that, that's your bag. It's just not my bag. Like what I saw, I'd rather play Tetris.
Oh
So
my lord.
Moving on to that game.
So
then we have Shane Tomlin with the £5 super chat. This should clear up Chris's heart. I hear a rumor that Bucksnax 2 will have Spider-Man in it. The book of Love PCL. Great show, guys. And then we have we have a Rodimus with the $10 super chat. By the way, I did get your email, so your hat is on the way. Expected in the next year or so.
Nice. Expected next year, y'all.
Expected next year. With this played exclusivity, deal with the next gen narrative that multiplats will look and play better on the Series X. Sony will counter with these deals: XCOD, NBA 2K, and others.
Yeah. When you're least powerful, you got to do something with
you messy. Moving on.
Then we have Brap with the $5 super chat. Undead in the house. Don't ask Hoeg about Mass Effect.
Yeah. Well, let's not ask Hoeg about Mass Effect.
PC Master Race Lord Chancleta.
Captain Flip Flop. Ooh.
Then we have Face. Then we have Face with the $5 super chat. Blame Xbox. They showed Sony the blueprint in the 360 era, and Sony ran with it. Yes, this is part of what I'm going to say. With Xbox trying to change the playbook. Yes, sir. Then we have Broken Games HDR. BG. The $10 super chat. The winning platform will have more pull and more content. BG, you're taking my damn. You want better than buy better. Excuse me, buy better for, and you won't be disappointed. The only reason Sony gets away with this is because Xbox fails to compete. Blame Xbox.
PG has spoken.
They're not getting away with anything.
Question.
Everybody out there acting like they're getting away with something slick, like they're doing something out of the pocket.
I have an important legal question, Lord Cognito. If I say that I would rather play the Avengers beta than half the Mass Effect series, is that commentary on Mass Effect?
See, I was doing so well, Hoeg, and then I can't let you
I want to hear this man's points. Let's get going here.
Oh, look.
No, you don't. I think I'm on record for like 50 different podcasts now. This is the favorite topic of conversation with me.
Yeah, this
they
is
love to quiz me about Mass Effect 2 because of Lord Cognito and a Twitter exchange we had in like 2018.
Yeah, we went at it. It was tooth and nail. This, the Andromeda. We're not gonna stop. Because this is gonna bring up old emotions. I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to be a better man.
It'll be a 3-hour podcast.
It'll be a 3-hour podcast.
Time.
Man, I was about to yell out time so many times today.
Good, so
we have one more super chat. Wilbo Gaggins with the $5 Australian dollar. If Microsoft buys WB, most level-headed Xbox gamers would be happy for those games to be multi-plat. I agree, because we have Game Pass. But now,
All right. Addict, you've been waiting patiently. Seems like a lot of points you wanted to get off, man. This whole deal, Spider-Man exclusive, where you at, man?
At the end of the day, people want to throw around terms like anti-consumer. I don't think it's anti-consumer on Sony's part. This is definitely all on Square, just like Hoeg has pointed out multiple times. When it comes to exactly, I don't think no one. The biggest thing I want to stress here is no one should no one should sign these kind of behaviors, this kind of practice. I feel like the only way. Oh, are you speaking as adequacy or adequacy?
We'll be like, who's speaking?
So I think any gamer, every gamer, should not want this type of practice to go down. The only ones that I could even remotely see that want, DLC particular, I think exclusives are different content, but DLC for the same game that everyone pays, the only people that would want this type of practice to continue is people that's trying to cap for their favorite plastic. Like, there's no amount of talking that anyone's going to do to make me think that this stuff is right. And it's not just, Square is on some crazy stuff. Like, I'm not the biggest person on boycotting stuff,
right?
But when I saw this, I saw that, let me go down real quick. If you're a Verizon check back on Monday, Verizon apparently has exclusive skins if you're a Verizon content.
Really?
And I'm just like,
wow. I'm sitting here looking at 18 Butterfingers, right?
And I'm just sitting here looking at this, and I'm just like, this game need a flop. Because it's just like, where are we gonna call the line? Like, when it comes to Destiny, clearly the Lords are a big fan of Destiny. This particular game, I didn't care because I wasn't buying it. But I already got my I hate this stuff through Destiny 1. And it happened for years.
Wait till I go. Me and you lived through that.
And what's funny is people didn't say nothing.
They wasn't crying for us. And there wasn't no petition for us.
And it's like, at the end of the day, I understand certain people's scenarios, but in Destiny, it was a year exclusivity.
Right.
Not only did Sony do some grimy stuff, another thing Sony did is they reached back out to Activision's like, you know what? I feel like this has been a really good relationship.
Let's extend the deal.
I think we're going to extend the deal of the stuff that we currently have past Destiny 2. So let me put that in context for people in the chat. That's like a sequel coming out.
Facts.
And that's when you get the stuff.
That's when you got we got the D1 stuff. When D2 came out.
By the time you got the good stuff, you was already onto the new stuff.
Factual.
So it's just like, it's like I said, I think it's anti-consumer on Square Enix part. Sony's just doing what Sony does just to bring more value to the brand. I can't really attack them for that. Yeah. But I do think regardless if I can attack for them or not, I don't think anyone should condone this behavior. I think it should be frowned upon everywhere. It's just, it makes sense for Sony to do, but we shouldn't be saying, yeah, this is right. This isn't right. It's just how they're going to do things, I guess. And, when Final Fantasy, what's funny, Square Enix is the kind of people that they will make Final Fantasy 16 exclusive. And then when they finally release it on the Xbox platform, they're going to complain about the sales. Right. And it's just like, first off, 7 Remake is an exclusive. 16 is an exclusive. Like, I'm starting to think Square might be in trouble over there. And they handed any bag.
We're hearing rumblings. We're hearing rumblings about the next Final Fantasy, as Undead had brought out.
Well, that's what I said. 16 exclusive. I'm just like that's one of the biggest issues I have with a lot of people is like, you can't expect the JRPG to grow as a brand on the Xbox platform when all of these games continue to be behind a wall that you have to wait for.
Right. Fair enough. So, Sav, you want to get a super chat, then you will get off your conflicting points.
We have JD Gamer with the $5 super chat. In 5 years, all these people console warring for PlayStation are going to look crazy. While Sony built the best boat, Microsoft was inventing the jet engine.
Oh my god.
JD, we got a $2 super chat from JD Gamer. One ring rule Game Pass
to rule them all.
That's it. We're done.
We're done. All right. So, Sav, it seems that you're on the opposite side of the fence here. You're agreeing with BG and a lot of his points. So let's get it, man.
All's fair in love and war.
We need to hold that.
This is war. This is war. Woo! And then what's surprising to me is that most of when you look at the history of gaming, the companies that have generally come out on top, generally, for whatever reason, the following generation decide to try to fix something that's not broken. And in the process, they stumble. Both Sony and Microsoft and even Nintendo have done this. This is one of the first times that I see Sony exacting the exact same game plan going into the following generation, because honestly, if the numbers are to be believed, they won 3-1 this generation. 3-1. When you look at that and you say, how did we get there, right? How did we get there? Well, there's a blueprint to that. And it feels like they're following that same blueprint. So to me, it's one of those things where when you look at where they are in the industry, they're the market leader. They have leverage that Microsoft doesn't have, right? For Microsoft to have that leverage, and mind you, like when you look at the 360 generation, how did the 360 generation get off to such a great start? Well, they came out a year earlier. They were up to $200 cheaper than the opposition, right? And they deaded the previous generation specifically early so they could focus on creating those relationships moving forward. And going into, the 360 generation, they had Call of Duty 2 at launch. They had all of these exclusives at launch, not to mention that they didn't have direct competition. Microsoft would have needed to do that, to be in this position where even as the considerable loser, quote unquote loser in this generation, they could have sort of grown those relationships moving into next gen, right? So the fact that they're playing two different games now, right? Game Pass versus what Sony is doing is very different. So it's a hard sell, right? You're going to sell X amount of copies on Xbox doesn't resonate as much as when a PlayStation person is talking to you about it, because that's PlayStation's game, that's their bag. So I just think it's Sony realizing that their leverage allows them to do this and have third-party publishers be receptive to this. They're going into next gen with the confidence that Sony is going to sell extremely well. On the other side of the argument, would I prefer to see this all across the board? Of course. But they're doing exactly what got them to where they are now again, and it's going to work again. So, to BG's point, blame Microsoft. Like I said, they're playing two very different games, and at the end of the day, the rules of the game are still dictated by the one that is the perceived market leader. So Microsoft could be doing what they want to do, and they could be doing great at that. If they do not at any point ever show that they can beat Sony at their own game, it's not going to matter.
All right, let me ask you this question, because you're on fire with the chat is on fire. The chat is like, it is so funny to listen to the chat, because somebody's like, yo, Saul spitting them bars right now. And then somebody's like, yeah, Saul, let the hustlers hustle. Let the hustlers hustle. You know what I'm saying? So the Sony fans is with you right now. Is lit. But my question, I'm going to give it to you. I know, King, you bubble. I know. The thing is,
I've been yelling time in my head for all these dudes.
You stupid. So again, in reference to that, we definitely, a lot of people feel that way. So I guess I want to double down, like your thought process is that Microsoft should engage in these kind of deals themselves in order to quote unquote compete. Because the only reason why I asked you that is because I remember, and I had this conversation with Attic when the Square Enix Rise of the Tomb Raider situation happened. And it was initially found out that, this game is coming to Xbox. We didn't know at the time, but there was no mention of PlayStation. There was no mention of another platform. So there was a big uproar. And people were like, you know what I'm saying? How is this? This was an established PlayStation franchise. How is it going to Xbox? This is not fair. You heard the same kind of lingo and the consumer and all that other stuff. So do you think it's a situation that, because of that negative reception Microsoft got, it was very negative at the time, that made them shy away from doing these kind of deals? Because we've seen their position has pivoted. They are on the other side of everyone plays together. We don't want to feel. It's kind of not into the lock exclusive out deal. So what do you feel about that?
I mean, they're not stupid. They saw the backlash, right? So whatever financial reasons they did it for, they saw the backlash and they realized where they stand. They can come out and market, and give us market spiels to death. They know full well where they stand. In the scope of gaming. They know full well where they stand, and they know that there's going to be backlash to anything they do to try to make something that wasn't previously exclusive. It's just the reality of it. So you pivot the messaging and you make it seem like it's anti-consumer, right? on every level. And the thing is, and like Hoeg said, as a general thing, yes, it is, because you have this one product that's essentially identical across all of these platforms. But because of specifically what he said, because of how each one of these characters is literally a character class unto themselves.
Yes.
Like you're eliminating an entire skill tree. You're like eliminating an entire storyline arc from that game on all the other platforms.
Right.
So that makes absolute sense, right? But this isn't going to be. We're not necessarily going to see this in this form in the majority of deals that we're going to see. We're going to see petty stuff like maps. We're going to see petty or smaller stuff.
I hate to warn you, Saul, but I am hearing rumblings that this is just the beginning. And Sony is adopting this strategy very aggressively for the PlayStation 5. I believe the gentleman named Imran Khan, I think he was formerly at Game Informer.
He was at Game Informer. Now he's on Kind of Funny. He's on Kind of Funny now.
He made some interesting statements in reference to this. He basically was saying that, look, he was on Kind of Funny, I believe. He said, look, there isn't a major third party out there Sony has not failed to approach asking what kind of deals they can work out. Some had content, some had games, some had content and games. He said it's not like Microsoft was not willing to offer, but they just didn't want to pay the asking price because Sony approached with pretty high numbers in the first place. And he said, be on the lookout for a lot of PlayStation Advantage branding, console exclusive wording. So this is going to be the play. From what I understand. And he said
they're taking the play and they're taking it to the next level now, right?
Yeah. Well, like we said, the name of the video that Lord Cognito introduced for me that I did virtual legality was the problem with walled gardens.
Yes.
And this is the business model for selling a walled garden. The difference here is that Sony used to have another walled garden next door that was competing for these kinds of things. And one kept everybody kind of equal and didn't make one side or the other look particularly bad. And two was maybe making the numbers make more sense. Now Sony's the only one in the game. Microsoft is, as you correctly said, selling a completely different game. And one thing that is going to happen, which is the console warriors are going to hate, is that I can promise you the PlayStation 5 is going to sell 5, 6, 7 times as much as the Xbox Series X. Microsoft doesn't care. Microsoft is looking at the profit number. They're selling a software service, and they might make more money. Who knows how this is going to go? That's where the interest comes out of all this. Right. But the console warriors, the Sony fans, they'll be able to point at the difference in boxes, and that's not going to change for years.
I object to that statement. They
dead wrong,
7 times.
You're dead wrong.
I object. I object on the ground, stating that the TCL's consumer, the Sony consumer, and they are the broke consumer, and they're gonna go for the cheapest. Now,
before King goes, let's get these super chats real quick because they're getting
King gotta
ridiculous.
go. He's been patient.
We got you got it.
Yeah, we got we're on the Willow boat.
No,
right?
we're on Dizzy.
Dizzy. Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay.
All right, so we're on. Here it is. $5 super chat from Dizzy. The biggest thing SE has to answer about is how is this going to affect the balancing in the future? Not just a character, but a whole class itself. So I think he's telling taking that much content out of the game is definitely going to hurt. $5 super chat from JD Gamer. Microsoft ought to teach Sony a lesson and show them how to money halt for real. 1.6 trillion compared to 100 billion sounds like a bad place to be for Sony. So he's saying that they can outbid them on everything if they wanted to. We got a $2 super chat from Philly Eagle. 3-to-1 hardware sales, not 3-to-1 in profits. Oh,
for some reason.
We got a fight. Philly, does it matter though?
Yeah, it does.
It really does. Like, I'm not gonna.
No. Listen.
If you work 3 times as hard as me and I make the same amount of money working half as you, yeah, it matters. It matters a lot.
But at the end of the day, the perception matters. Perception.
And I'm not. No, it matters.
If everybody's still, hold on. If gaming in general is determined by a market leader, This is what
this one got real, Lord Cognito.
No.
It's very passionate right now.
It's just funny. I agree with the numbers. I agree with the money. But at the end of the day,
let him
you need a little gavel.
Perception matters.
time.
So, Attic, can you get the super chat, please?
We got a $5 super chat from Stitch. So I'm glad you said that I want the same energy when the stream app pops on the Series X, the Steam app.
Oh God!
Oh,
like,
Lord.
listen.
Hold on, let's finish before you go on another rant. Okay, we got a $5 super chat from Forkboy Gaming. What is up? Have sound down, but keep blowing it up. I guess the sound on his
Actually,
phone
Philly Eagle
down.
says, Sav, he agrees with you 100%. He only wrote that because fanboys like to talk about sales. Right, continue. We caught up?
Yeah, we're caught up.
Did you get Forkboy? Did you get
Forkboy?
Forkboy?
Yeah, I just got that.
All right, and Seven Ghost, what up? King's been patient, man. I got my man trying to get his bars off right now. He's frustrated.
Everybody capping on this stupid game that nobody wanted.
Who's capping on the game? I don't care about the game. I don't care about the game.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I don't care about the game.
What the wildest thing about this
I'm just
game,
glad
it
it's
was
not me for real.
Me too.
hashtag not my Avengers not too long ago. It was hashtag who wants this hashtag
Undead
in the
is
book.
right, yeah.
It was all the time. Every time y'all brought this game up, y'all was like, why? And I was the only one sitting there like it looked good. When I saw it at whatchamacallit at what is that Comic-Con, I was like, bro, I got a chance to see it. I was gonna do an interview with the dude, but we couldn't record off the thing. And I was like, yo, Captain America stuff looks good. I said, it looks like something that I can possibly think about, but then I got on this whole stance that I'm not paying for no games.
Right.
So I feel exactly what Sony would do, because if you have the most underpowered system going into the next generation, you're going to try to dress that pig up and put lipstick on it. Anyway, you trying, it doesn't matter. You're going to try to make that pig look pretty. I feel you. You put that lipstick on that pig and you get her out there and you make sure she's there.
Are you implying that because they have the less power?
It's a pig. Because at the same time, you guys out here really
this is crazy.
So hard. I see you guys are like you're some foregone conclusion that the fight is almost over, like the fight is done. So Mike Tyson thought the same way when he was going up against Buster Douglas. We all know how that ended, bro. So don't sit there acting like, oh, they did the same thing before, so they knew in the strange strategy, so they're going into the same strategy. Every time you do the same thing and you don't evolve and you don't change, you get busted wide open. Right now, they're about to get busted wide open, because when you spend all your money buying exclusive content for a dead system, you will understand at the end of the day, oh, sweat, they switched
This man just said it's a dead system.
King, is your position that the Series X will outsell the PlayStation 5?
The Lockhart is going to break your knees in.
The Lockhart.
Any day you take.
So hold up, just so I clarify, you're saying that with the combination of the Lockhart and the Series X, it's going to overwhelm the PS5.
It's over.
Oh, he on his screen.
We already know that the PlayStation.
Did you notice how extra the over was?
We already know that the PlayStation fan is the cheap fan. We already know that the PlayStation fan is the TCL dude. We already know they're gonna go exactly where the bargain are. So when the bargains show up, they will show up. They're gonna definitely go with a cheap system. They don't gotta upgrade their TCL. They can get a lot.
So Christopher Hart, he says he wants your knees.
Listen, Christopher Hart don't want anything. You're the only one purchasing that PlayStation 5 on day one, because it ain't nothing there for you to purchase. We just saw the state of play. It was
I'm amused by this.
This is classic. Continue.
When you saw
I deal with this weekly, Hoeg.
Get him, kid. Kid, get your balls off.
Hey, man.
you saw they had nothing, so why not go buy everything, right?
Okay, I don't think Sony has anything to show that's very exciting right now. What in the world do you think Microsoft has to show that's exciting?
I can tell you this, Hoeg. As a lawyer, you know there's always somebody penny pinching you, right? Always trying to a better deal, right?
I've occasionally taken muffins for legal work. Yeah.
Sony is the muffin dude. You know when he's bringing a box of muffins, you're like,
Look, I'm not impressed with either side's marketing and messaging right now, but I do think, I think it's a fait accompli that the PlayStation 5 is going to have something like 60-70% of the console sales in the next generation.
Okay, so at the same time, I want your knees on deck.
So we doing a bend the knee right now.
Better need a Hoeg.
When that Lockhart jump up, I don't want to hear objection. I don't hear nothing. When that Lockhart jump up and they got to pay, and you're gonna see the cheap dude spend. Dude spend like no other. Really think at any point in time it's about what they got exclusive. They got Spider. The cheap dude don't care about Spider-Man over there. The cheap dude don't really care at all. All he cares about is if he can play Madden 2K and anything else on his system. He don't gotta
Okay.
All right.
television.
Let's get these terms. Is this a real bend the knee, or are we just like fake bending the knee right now?
He's sitting there acting like it's a.
All right, so what's the conditions of the bend the knee?
Listen, the conditions is this: that the Microsoft platform is deep. See, you just pigeonhole yourself into one little platform, that PlayStation 5. Microsoft has definitely extended themselves all over the place. So
Sure.
when they spread themselves out like that, you can lose anywhere you want to go. Lose it. I'm gonna tell you right now, that lock card is going to be their primary seller. They're going to be pushing that into everybody's home.
Why haven't they announced it yet then?
Why haven't PlayStation showed you their system and announced their price?
Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, obviously, price is that's
So
going to be one of the things we can't.
their price.
Yeah.
There's the day that you're going to catch that wave. That's
Okay, so they're holding out. Lockhart's going to launch close to the Series X, and they're using it as a silver bullet in their gun. That's the thesis.
That's his thesis.
I call
Yes.
it the bayonet.
All right, so
He called it the pincer. He calls it the
we-
pincer attack.
Just out of curiosity, King, I got to get everything in line. Are we saying that Xbox is going to beat them in unit sales or financial sales?
Smoke them all around the board.
All around the board.
Oh my God!
Don't let King get away with being vague. Don't do that.
So you speaking from a place of experience?
I learned this years ago. Do not let him be vague.
You know I like this one part right here.
And you got to be detailed because he'll throw some Game Pass clause in there. Okay?
Everybody's laughing, right? Everybody's laughing. And the day Spider-Man comes out on the PlayStation 4, it ain't gonna be 5. The day it comes out on the PlayStation 4, it's gonna come out of Game Pass. The game gonna come out.
You a savage.
So, at the same time, they were like, "Yay, Spider-Man came out!" And Game Pass dudes would be like, "Finally, the game has dropped."
Yo, listen, I need your position on exclusivity. Then we'll catch the super chat. Just what's your position on it, King?
I think Sony needs to do whatever they can do to win. I don't care how you do it. I really love the fact when you play dirty in the next war. However you gonna do it. Like, listen, they play dirty enough to tell you that you can only play Miles Morales over here where we know is a DLC. So, like, we know.
Oh, Hoeg agrees.
No, I totally agree. I think it was a DLC that got expanded out, and they're using it to try to sell it as the only thing they have at launch.
Oh, Hoeg, are you implying that the launch lineup is weak and that they need to do these sort of things to garner interest in the PlayStation 5?
Look, I'm implying that neither side is ready for COVID reasons or otherwise. I don't know. They need to launch these consoles because they need them for their financials, and it's clear that the launch lineups are not even as Swiss cheese as usual. They have more holes than cheese.
I think that's the reason we haven't seen release dates in a lot of these games, and I think that's one of the reasons they haven't showed a release date for the console, because they don't know what games are going to show up at day one.
No, they're getting their ducks in order, and I appreciate that Sony is even working in one arena. I mean, your specs is set, right? So you can't go in there and boost it any further. It's already boosted. Right?
Yeah,
so
no, it's overclocked. Yeah,
so you can't boost it anymore. It's already juggling, trying to do things. So at the same time, we know that it's going to take some time for games to show up. While the games are showing up, let's sign these exclusive deals. Let's do this stuff. Microsoft is putting their money in other. Phil told you, we're not doing that no more. We're not running out there chasing these dudes trying to buy these games, and it leads to a dead end.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, when those deals run out, either are you going to up those deals, or then you're on even playing field with the competitor that those deals ran out. So it leads to a relationship that was like on hold, like it doesn't work right. I feel that they should have used that money, because those games is going to come anyway, right? Use that money to either open up more studios or research other things, stuff that's more gaming related. But if that's not an option, get Spider-Man, lock it to your system, do whatever you got to do to make sure that you win, because at the end
they definitely are, King. They definitely are.
So what I don't like is, because I have a lot of these DMs, I had a whole little rant thing ready, but we got the time stuff. I don't like people running around with fake narratives like they got this insider information. Oh, I'm gonna tell you, next generation, Sony has locked down many deals. I can't say right now.
I tend to agree with this.
See it happening soon, and when it happens, brother, you
why they got the WWE voice? Why they got the BG to the Hulk Hogan voice?
You know why?
On actually, I don't know.
I had stuff inside my. You see my DMs.
Yeah, I know. You get a lot of information.
I had stuff inside my DMs. Yo, God of War gonna be shown. This stuff gonna be done.
That's a fact.
Listen. Just leave me alone with all the speculation talk. Leave me alone with all these what you want to happen. Mike Tyson wanted to win that night. He fought Buster Douglas. We all know who.
Just out of curiosity,
hanging over his head.
I hate to interrupt you. I just want to ask a quick question. Don't you speculate with stuff like Cyberpunk going in a Game Pass?
No, I know. Listen. I bet your knees on it, right? I bet your knees on it.
But you speculate. You made that bet because of the speculation that you know.
Okay, listen, it's the difference between somebody running around saying something is fact and me saying, yo, the tea leaves is lining up for those dudes to go on Game Pass, and I'm gonna bet my chips on black. So that's me. I'm not saying I got a source telling me. I'm not telling you I heard it from Microsoft.
I get you when you say that. I get it.
I'm not telling you none of that. That's me coming up with something that I seen. I'm like, wow.
He's just like, look, it's gonna happen.
Right. He's not saying of his convictions.
He's not saying. You know what, King? I heard all kinds of stuff. You know, they got all these exclusives. Sony's outbidding everyone. They're outbidding everyone.
We gotta get these super chats. And then they're gonna get
Hold on 1 second. I'll let you make your money. PlayStation 5 will sell more than Lockhart. Pick your date, King.
Okay. Oh! PlayStation 5 will sell more than Lockhart. Okay. Let's say March of next year.
Next year? Sure.
Okay, hold up. So
that's when the fiscal is up, right?
Well, their fiscal will be done March 31st. One of them might have a June 30.
Okay.
Let's just say the next physical report. Let's say the physical report. Is that okay?
I'm talking to Hoeg right now. Yeah. So let's say March 31st. Let's call it March 31st.
Sure.
All right.
PS5.
I got Lockhart beating the brakes off of them.
Okay, hold on. Are we saying the Lockhart and the Series X?
Listen,
just the Lockhart. So we're just saying the Lockhart.
I'm gonna go with the Lockhart because I have faith in the cheap.
King, come on, you got to put the Series X numbers.
I got faith.
You about to lose them knees.
Listen. I know right now in this room. In this room alone.
You know what? He's being too extra. Hoeg, I'm joining this with you. I want to bend the knee too.
You can't jump in. This is between those.
You was trying to get your knees back.
No. You're being too extra.
Wait, hold on. Let's get.
You are literally saying they don't need the Series X to win.
Let's get the terms of the bend the knee.
Besides the terms, though, you know that Xbox doesn't report numbers, right? So how are we getting these numbers? Why is he laughing?
He laughing.
He knows it.
King laughing.
Yourself. Mind your business.
Yo, King is
There's the loophole.
That's the loophole. That was the loophole. Never mind.
Do yourself a favor and mind your business.
He tried to set Hoeg up, y'all.
I'm out here trying to tap these lawyer knees.
You trying to get a lawyer's knees.
Wow.
That was classic, King. All
right. You what are you, a side lawyer too?
I learned this game a long time. Listen, the moment Lord Ken had to crawl through your
my God,
under you, that was it.
That was it. We never can lose the King again.
No, you cannot lose the King ever again.
Yo, what do you call your lawyer apprentice? What are they called again?
What they call Hoeg? The understudy? What they call?
No, we have associates.
No. They I don't think they got a law degree yet or whatever. Not a paralegal. Yeah, I think a paralegal. Right? Trying to be a paralegal behind butt down and be quiet.
Yo, let's get the super chat. Then I got to get my balls off, and then we move.
All right, we have a Fork Boy with the $5 super chat. What is up? Have sound down, but keep blowing it up. Okay, I guess we're blowing out his eardrums or something.
He's streaming.
Then we have Viper with the $5 super chat. I think Sony will again lead the way in console sales, but Microsoft will take off when it comes to subscribers in the ecosystem. They're already winning with the subscribers in the ecosystem. That's for sure. Then we have Fork Boy again with the $10 super chat. I have my sound down. Wanted to drop in to say hello. I'll have to watch it later. Thank you all for what you do and keep it up.
Salute, Fork. What's going on? Getting behind the box. That's what's up.
What else?
We got to find out super chat regulator. Price matters. Less than 25% of gamers play their first party games. The common gamer usually goes towards the cheaper console. King, I got you. So
I'm with you, brother.
People going out there. Obviously, we ain't gonna know what they sold, but we ain't talking.
The last one right there is me.
We got a $2 super chat from Regulator. With Xcloud, Xbox will have a bigger user base. I don't think there's a whole lot to say against that. Okay, you read this, Saul.
Which one from Cat Daddy? $5 super chat. Come on, Hoeg, you're a lawyer. You live on the particulars. Don't let him be vague. Permission to treat him like a hostile witness.
You heard that advice, Hoeg?
Yeah. Hey, I'm all for it.
Continue.
Then we have Drunken Ninja with the $5 super chat. We back, baby. Finally made a live show. Shout out to ILP. Film Money Back. Spencer is the truth.
No doubt. You already
then
know.
we have Luke Law, the insipid ghost, with the $2 super chat. Get them bars off. New official slogan of ILP.
Facts. What else we got?
Speaking of which, besides that, we definitely need a are you implying emoji. We need that.
Oh yeah, they like when I do that. They like when I do that.
We have Viper XT with the $5 super chat. My household will have 1 Series X, 3 Lockharts versus 1 PlayStation 5. So that's already 4-to-1 ratio to start.
Thank you for the antidotal.
Yeah, Viper. You're not exactly what I would call objective. Tazarichi with the $5 super chat. Wow, Saab the paralegal getting Hoeg out of the back.
Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely saved him on that.
Then we have Stitch with the $2 super chat. If you have a TCL, you are not buying a PS5.
Oh my God. You are messy. Y'all, man, shout out to Scream, man. Look, I'll make it quick because we've gone super long with this, man. We gotta move on. Look, all I'll say, Addict said it best for me, man. Welcome to my world, Spidey fans. Welcome, man. Because as a Destiny fan, I know what you're going through.
Because it was Destiny, no one cared.
Oh, no one cared. No one shouted it. Look, man, I get it. Do I really care? I mean, probably not. But I understand what you guys are saying. You know, from does it feel good? What's the optics? What is it? You know, it doesn't necessarily feel good when strikes and character and the whole skill tree is taken out the game. But, you know, look. You got to look at where the money went. You know, the money went. Square took the bag. It is what it is. You know, as far as the, you know, the competing thing, you know, I get it. But it's just, see, Microsoft doesn't want to make those kind of deals anymore. They've been very explicit. That's not where they're going. There has been a pivot as far as their thought process, you know, as far as exclusivity stuff and exclusive content. And that's pretty much it. The only thing I will empathize, and Undead said this well, you know, when it's a multi-plat, I don't have a problem. If you buy the game, and you make it exclusive to your platform, I really don't have a problem with it. I actually prefer that. But I think where I struggle with is like it's a multi-platform game that content's being removed out, right? So these other groups don't have it. And I get it, you know, the guys on the winning team, they like, yo, we got it. You should buy our system anyway. I feel you. I get that. I'm just saying that the other side, they just don't feel good, right? So to me, the only devs that did it right was Namco. Because I remember, if y'all remember, King, remember Soul Calibur 2? Like, the Xbox fans had Spawn, GameCube had Link, you know what I'm saying? And PlayStation had Hayachi. So this way, if you're going to do this exclusive joint, then
it sold multiple copies of that game.
Right. So to me,
smart to the developer. If they did it that way, But what I've heard also is not just SpiderMan.
Right. Oh yeah, it's
right? This is where it gets very stinky and nasty. Every character announced is launched on the PlayStation 4 first.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know.
That's kind of stinky and nasty.
I don't know. I heard Hawkmoon is coming. I mean, Hawkeye is coming to both. So I mean, I don't know. I did hear this.
Yeah, but is it not the same day? Like I think.
That's the question. We got. I don't know. I don't know if Hoeg heard anything in reference to that.
No, they used a Hawkeye actually as a defensive like parry to when they were getting all this Spider-Man stuff. So it would very much surprise me if there's a deal on, you know, their war table had essentially a Hawkeye symbol and 3 question marks. I think they're set up for multi-platform support of what were those original 4 editions.
Yeah.
So do you think they're gonna give the Xbox additional character or just like run with the Spider-Man and just dead?
I truthfully don't think Microsoft is in the business of buying exclusivity right now. I really do think, you know, I think you framed it as messaging, and that might be to some extent true. You don't want to look like you're losing on a head-to-head, but I really do think that the games as a service model, the recurring revenue software sales model, doesn't demand this kind of marketing expenditure. So I really do think they're out of that game.
And if you look at it, like right now they're about Game Pass. That's the highlight of everything. And buying timed exclusives behind a game that's not coming day one in Game Pass would be against that too. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And like I said, Hoeg put a ribbon on it. At the end of the day, like I said, do I like it? No, I'm not. But for me, again, I'm selfish. I got everything, so I'm not gonna miss out on no experience. You know what I'm saying? If it hit me emotionally, because I know, shout out to Kaibatsu, like he's a big Spider-Man fan. He prefers to play that, and it hit him hard. It hit him hard. He was just like, damn, like I really, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I gotta get it over there. You know what I'm saying? Like he really didn't want to do that, and I feel I guess for me the equivalent Hoeg would be like Silver Surfer or something. Like, I'm a surfer fanboy. So if that happened, then I'm like, damn. But again, I got PlayStation, I got Xbox, I got Switch, I got PC. I ain't missing out if my man is somewhere.
Well, Spider-Man's such an interesting one because he really is, especially before the MCU, Marvel's crown jewel.
Yes.
And so it's that was a heavyweight punch, and I wish it wasn't that way. The only other thing I would say to the panel, and I know obviously we're running long, is there were a couple people that said it's not Sony's fault. And I will say this: in order for somebody to take the bag, there has to be a bag man, and there is a certain responsibility there. And to say, you know what, I would prefer it if they weren't. I think we'd have a better, stronger industry with more money spent on developing things that we love.
I have one question for Hoeg.
Yeah,
do you think that Sony is positioning their console as the premier place to play Spider-Man, the only place to play Spider-Man? Because with the Miles, and they're associated with the original Spider-Man game, and now this also with Spider-Man, and the fact that Sony movies with Spider-Man, and you have Venom coming out with Morbius and stuff like that. Do you believe that?
Well, I think there's value to them there, right? So when you're looking at how much to spend on something like what we saw with the CrystalDynamics Avengers game, the Sony Pictures arm of the company can say, hey, that's a nice marketing spend for us. Keeping Spider-Man in the zeitgeist, keeping him culturally important, again, assuming that Avengers, CrystalDynamics takes some amount of cultural cachet, then the marketing folks at Sony, it's easier to say this is just like buying 100 commercials on ESPN, and so it makes a lot more sense. And then I think Sony feels that continues to pay dividends in kind of a multiplicative way. That it hits pictures, it hits their Insomniac product. I mean, Spider-Man 2 is gonna happen in probably 2022. So this is also spending more money to get that folks ready for that as well. And I really do think, regardless of what the CrystalDynamics blog post says, that there will be light connective tissue with Insomniac Spider-Man.
And plus, I think that when it comes down to it, the biggest, obviously Sony wants exclusive content on their platform, but I think the biggest reason they're doing this is because they want that link between their brand and Spider-Man's brand. Because
they view Spider-Man as a goodwill that they didn't build, that is still kind of associated with Sony a little bit. And why not take advantage of that?
Because I mean, when you see the new Avengers start popping off, the new Spider-Man start popping off, they want to be the only person in the block that we got the Spider-Man games. No one else got that.
And at the end of the day, even though I don't personally care for these deals, you know what I'm saying, they keep doing them for a reason. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, it's up to the gamers, right? The problem is gamers get mad, but they actually don't vote with their wallet and stop the practices. They end up bending the knee and still doing it or buying it or whatever. And
so I gotta back this up a second.
So
no, I think this is fair. There are people that are going to be more passionate about this and people that are going to be less passionate about this, but the market is the market. So people do vote for their wallet on things that some of us all agree with and some things that they don't. You look at things like EA's loot box extravaganza 2018 and the sales in things like Battlefront and in Need for Speed. It changed their entire philosophy because of how strong the rejection of that practice was. I do think that there is a danger online to say people don't vote with their wallet when it doesn't go the direction I personally, as an individual, would have it go.
I understand what you're saying with that. All I'm saying is in reference to these specific practices. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it with Destiny. I've seen it where the entire exotics and Hawk Moon and all this stuff, I've seen it where it's completely removed from the game. And this is my personal feeling. I feel the fans of the lead platform who are getting these deals that favor them, you know what I'm saying? It's fine, right? It's fine. Like I feel like it hasn't reached a point. I think this was the first time I will give you this, Hoeg. This is the first time I've seen media outlets kind of look at Sony sideways, even though we're not blaming Sony for all this, but look at this and say, nah, this is not a good look, right?
Yeah.
For prior to that, these deals have been going on for a long time.
This is the way the business was run. Absolutely.
Right.
The difference is that Microsoft backed down.
Right.
And that's really fundamentally the psychological difference right here. I'm not suggesting it's otherwise.
Right.
Sony has always done this. Microsoft had always done this.
Yeah.
The difference is that Microsoft said, nah, we'd like to be open to everybody.
Exactly.
And now that makes Sony retroactively look like what they've done always
Right.
is a lot worse than it otherwise was.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And especially combined with the controller thing going on right now.
It was the same day.
Yeah, it was the same day, right? So it was like a perfect storm. You're absolutely right. I give you that. It was a perfect storm. At the end of the day, like I said, people, I would like to see if it's this strong, what these Avengers numbers do or whatever, and then we'll make a determining factor whether or not gamers actually.
Avengers is going to sell well, regardless of what the panel says.
That game is DOA.
Oh my god!
At the
Going to sell well.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think when it's something that has directly to do with something monetary like loot boxes, I think people sort of stand on their square longer and they will vote with their wallets. Yeah. When it comes to content, people will get over it eventually.
Yeah, that's what I feel. That's what I feel. So,
get over it.
Yep, I ain't gonna get over it, and it's gonna be business as usual, and nobody. That's how I feel with this. But I until I'm proven wrong, maybe this is the turning point. But I need to see it, where it really hit the Marvel Avengers sales and people just tired of this. You know, so I need to see it because I don't believe it just yet. So anyway, I'm going on too long. We got a lot of stuff going on. We will speedball these last two. These are pretty short. And get this in the chat, sir.
Yeah, we got a few. We have Michael, a.k.a. Bet-Size Finance with $2. Super chat. Lockhart takes the W. Shootout. Lord King 2. Yeah, so he feels that Lockhart will win that shoot. Viper XT with the $5 super chat. My 3 kids only play Roblox, Minecraft, and Fortnite. That's why I will have 3 Lockharts. Roblox not available on PlayStation. That's true. God. Hold on, I got jumped. Give me a second. I got jumped. Okay. And we have Lord Fonz to ground the game with the $5 super chat. Talk to the gamers on the street. They all want the PS5. Mindshare. It just is what it is.
You can talk to all the gamers on the street, but financially, the gamers on the street ain't got that bread, so they go pony up for that Lockhart. They could want whatever they want. I want a Lamborghini. I'm buying a Camaro. Good luck.
We got Michael Askew with the $2 super chat. PS5 is running on RDNA 1 GPU. Wait for the long decline.
Oh my God, that's Mike. Come on, man. Shout out to Mike. He be on Twitter.
Wow.
Man. You know what I'm saying? But look, we gotta move on, man. We'll make these quick. I know Hoeg's time is limited. I don't want to overwhelm him too much.
Yeah, I got a hard stop at 3:30. So
okay, cool. So thank you for that, man. So we'll move on. Look, this is Lord King's top topic. I'll frame it real quick for him. Look, Microsoft and Samsung, man. They look like they have a special partnership going on with Xbox Game Pass and Android. Samsung is unveiling its new Note 20 handset with it a unique Xbox Game Pass partnership, and it says Microsoft is partnering with Samsung to include a special version of the Game Pass app in the Galaxy Store. And then we got a little bit of extra details on it. Along with the Game Pass app, Samsung has offered a gaming bundle for the Note 20 that includes 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate and PowerA's X Plus, which is like some type of peripheral to play with it, to do the Xcloud thing. The controls made with the game streaming Xcloud part of the Ultimate. And the last part of this partnership, it said it builds on this initial deal that the two companies first revealed last year, and they look to partner to bring Android and Windows closer together. So yeah, this is a partnership that went down. I know, King, I'm gonna let you go. This was your topic, in reference to the whole situation. So where you at with this, man?
Well, when we initially heard that Microsoft and Samsung had gotten to a partnership deal, I didn't think that it was too far, like crazy, because anytime you saw an Xbox One, you saw Samsung televisions, and they kind of geared their stuff up in line with Xbox stuff, like the 2.1, 120 refresh rate, which is available right now. Like you can get 120 frames on your regular Xbox One X right now and your Xbox S. That stuff is built in their functionality. But what I've noticed is that this has extended to all their future devices, because I tuned in to watch what Samsung was bringing to the forefront, right? They showed, because I'm an Android user. So I was checking to see what new phones it was coming out. And then when they had Phil come out, I'm like, what the hell is going on? and he was like, he's happy that they partnered with them. And then they showed the bundle and they showed the functionality of it. Now they broke it down. Now I remember somebody said something in July that in August that they would have something talking about Xcloud and the functionality of it. Right. And this is when you have fake information, fake sources in the background. It was this show. They were talking about Xcloud and the functionality of it and the ease of it and how it was going to work and the apps that would be on the TVs, Windows devices, Samsung devices, all across the boards. And this further extends their reach. This is why I don't think, the whole deals with them making with developers were on the table or even an option, to be honest with you, because they're trying to strengthen Game Pass. Right. So strengthening Game Pass and putting it in the Samsung store and having more than, what is it, like 2 billion people or cell phone people? Is that the strategy to win? Is this the winning combination?
Got you. If this is the long play. Let's get Hoeg in there, man, and then we get Undead. As far as the the play here, what are you feeling about this partnership, Hoeg?
With Samsung on the stuff, the thing that I've followed on my social media has really been the attacks that happened against Apple across all of these various companies, which seems to be how would I, certainly not an antitrust violation. Yeah. It seems to be a concerted action. Oh no, that's in the Sherman Act too. Well, you know what? It appears to be companies that both decided, or multiples of them decided, that they would now attack Apple. And so it's one of those things that I think is different than the SpiderMan conversation, and I think is different than really anything else going on, is this kind of tech interface. And if I were to guess, I would say that there are companies talking about whether or not they want to try to bring an action or encourage the DOJ to bring an action against Apple. I think that's the underlying story with all the Samsung and Android stuff.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Undead, man. Where are you at with this Samsung and Microsoft partnership?
I guess it's cool. I'm just... The whole Xcloud mobile thing, I have zero interest. No. And unfortunately, I just I traded out my Samsung S2 I've had for many years, and I got upgraded to a work phone, and it's an iPhone 10, so I'm not going to be using Xcloud anytime soon.
Yeah, you definitely ain't going to be using Xcloud on that.
But no, I think it's interesting how they're partnering their cloud partnership. In terms of cloud partnerships, this makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
And we had the whole conversation about walled gardens. If there is still a walled garden that has not been lowered at any point, it's Apple.
Yes.
And people are starting, the Apple consumer base is starting to ask questions about that. And I think that's cool for people that use Apple products, because I always kind of gave my head a shake with some decisions Apple makes. But like everything, everyone has a preference what they want to use, ease of use, and everything else. But the Samsung Microsoft thing, it makes sense.
Yeah. Did you see the Facebook comments, Undead, in reference to them as well being upset with Apple?
Everybody's upset about everything.
Yeah.
But let me put it this way. If Apple starts lowering some of their very, very old school way of thinking of what they allow in their tech app store, and some of their policies that people are starting to take issue with, it'll be cool to see a more free and open Apple, because literally the price just keeps going up on these phones, and I just keep looking at them and going, what are you getting from that? Yeah. And that's just where I'm at with Apple and Samsung. I don't have a phone preference. It's my work gives me a phone. I don't have to pay for it. That's my phone. Cool. I don't care. But I think Microsoft partnering with Samsung makes a whole lot of sense. Right. And I think the whole where they're bundling a controller and they're bundling Game Pass into it and everything else, it makes a boatload of sense in terms of what their end game goals are.
No doubt, no doubt. Lord Addict, what are we feeling about this partnership, sir? You're muted, sir.
Sorry about that. I think it's smart. I particularly don't care about the streaming thing, but I do know that one of the biggest markets that they can't get into is stuff like Japan, China, and I think this is why those are designed. Obviously, they're going to get a Western audience, but I think the main reason they made this is because we can't get in these markets with an Xbox. They don't play consoles like that. They play the Switch. Right. We can compete with the Switch, but not on a big grand scale like that. But we're able to at least get in their homes.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Lord Sav, what do we feel about this, sir?
Let's get these super chats real quick.
Yes,
Element of View, $5 super chat. Let's be real. This DLC is not being made by Sony or Insomniac. Sony may have overpaid for under average content. Yeah, that's true.
Don't say that to Hoeg. He loves that event.
Regulator with the $2 super chat. Goodbye to my iPhone and hello to my Note 20 Ultra.
Woo!
1300.
1300, baby. He went in.
He went in. Yeah. So my feeling on this, I'm kind of in agreement with Hoeg. I think it's less. We're used to seeing all of these sort of deals through the lens of gaming, right? But I think as a whole, I think the deal is more important to like the confluence of these two big platforms being like the computer platform, like the PC platform, and Android. Basically, the two big platforms finding a way to have this connection. And again, in a way, sort of maybe trying to form this connection to try to shame Apple into dropping the walled garden, right? Much like what happened with Fortnite and like PlayStation and stuff like that. Like find a way to form Devastator in such a way that Apple has to bend the knee. Yes. So I see that as bigger than, and obviously with Microsoft's connection with like the PC and their sort of like their productivity apps and stuff like that. I think it makes more sense. I honestly. The Game Pass stuff, to me, I just feel like Game Pass is more successful on a platform if you like, obviously, like the Apple Store, if that would ever happen, or Google Play or something like that. Samsung creating their own specific platform and having Game Pass specific stuff on there is just it's like having another launcher. It feels like it makes it more difficult to
hear horns. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jonathan Wilson. Welcome to the realm. Put the horns in the chat for Jonathan Wilson. Salute. Welcome to the realm. Continue, sir.
Yeah, so I think on that end, I mean, it's great to have Game Pass in one more place. I don't know if it moves the needle as much as this being a move to try to make Apple sort of change their thinking on these things. Yeah,
fair enough. I'll jump in. Yeah, man, I feel I kind of agree with Addict. I think it's like it's the long play. As far as Xcloud and Game Pass, I think they're trying to sneak their way on everything except Apple. Obviously, I'm not having that. But look, it's great to link with one of the biggest TV brands and phones. I mean, people don't realize like Galaxy is huge, and the Samsung brand is huge in Korea and South Asia. And I think this is a market that they want to penetrate. This is markets that historically are never going to buy an Xbox console. I think they're really invested in this ecosystem. I think for me, King, what I need is Samsung on the QLED game, and I think it's coming. They need that Game Pass app as part of that smart TV suite.
Isn't it on their TVs?
I don't know. I haven't had a Samsung in a while, but yeah, I think because that to me is cool on a hardware level, that you're just bringing your controller, you have the visual device, and then with the technology that the Series X has, which we discussed as far as the lower latency and automatically switching it into a game mode, to then link into an Xcloud, I think that could be something that they're looking to do. So yeah.
The thing about that because I had that same question, did they have announced any specific TV integration? And the problem with that is that it's like, well, the person who's buying that that high-end Samsung TV is probably having a physical box. They aren't necessarily going to be swayed by the Xcloud argument, right? They probably have a physical box or a PC, under their TV. So it's like that sort of Venn diagram of where that where the person that's for actually fits is kind of small. So I don't know, like the TV thing, because I know Sony tried.
I think that's an assumption, though. That's an assumption made based off of your demographics, because you have the high-end consumer, which is anyone, to be honest with you. They can just be a PC gamer, and he happens to just look in the App Store and say, "Oh, sweat, what's that?" And there's an Xbox in there that I don't even have to buy. I could just play the games right here. Right. So I really think that really doesn't really extend there, because you put it there for anybody that chooses to actually use it at any point in time. You can't just pigeonhole the thought in, this high-end television, only people with consoles is going to buy this anyway. I don't believe that's true.
I don't know. Look, it's an interest. Guess, Saba, you went there.
No. I get that, right? But it just feels like, I don't know. Like I know people that have money that don't care about, that don't necessarily follow what's the newest and best in tech, right? So it's like, you would like not like us. Like us, we follow that stuff and we're on top of it. There's other people that just how much that TV cost? Is 10,000. That one's 15,000. Okay, give me the $15,000 one, right? And it's like, and it just just matters to them.
No, I understand, but that doesn't mean it's imperative on Microsoft to do these kind of marketing deals where they're bringing awareness to the fact that their service is on these devices. And I think
awareness of it, right? I think it's a matter of putting the messaging out there, not just putting it on the platform and then just not saying anything about it. Right?
I think on the CES show in next year, when the new TVs are being rolled out, the mini LEDs and stuff like that, I think then you will see those type of things there with those because they did have with the last Samsung the HDMI 2.1 and they did have an Xbox One X right there with the guy giving the demonstration on it, showing because it was the only console at the time that can actually do it. So. So I believe they'll do it.
My last point was just that for me personally, the Razer Kishi that really excited me because that literally made my phone, my Android look like a Nintendo Switch. Shout out to Brad Sams, he has a great review on it. It sold me on the device. I went to the Microsoft store, it was sold out.
You pre-ordered yours, right? I
pre-ordered my Kishi, but I had to go to Amazon to get it. So that's pretty much it, man. We'll see how this thing plays out. This is definitely the play that they are going with, but it is 3:30. We got to give a hard stop to Lord Hoeg, who rocked with us of the HoegLaw business law firm. Very spicy takes. We saved him from an inevitable possible L from King. But thanks to the paralegal that is Solve. And,
hey, I'm all for it.
Always
my bill is going to be in the email hole.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, I can charge for this too.
That's true.
Listen, Hoeg, pay him in muffins.
Pay him in muffins. But we got one more time. We got to get Hoeg out of here, man. He has rocked with us, man. Much love, Lord Hoeg. Where can the fine people find you? What you got going on, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we referenced a couple times in this podcast, I have a series on YouTube called Virtual Legality that talks about things like this, business and law, through the prisms that we're already reading about. Media, movies, TV, and of course, video games. Yes. So we talk about these kinds of things through interesting stories, like when Sony and the Disney folks fought about whether Spider-Man would be in their movies or not, or now whether Spider-Man should appear on Microsoft's Xbox Series X or Lockhart or where have you. So we do that a lot. We have a lot of fun in it. As I said at the top of this show, in a surprise to me, we're about now, let's see, after this show, let's check.
What's the numbers?
We're about 40 subscribers away from 20,000. So if you want to come on in and help get us over the hump, right now, I would certainly appreciate it, and we think we have a lot of fun in that space. Otherwise, folks can find me there at HoegLaw on YouTube, as well as at HoegLaw on Twitter, where I'm taking more and more DMs now regarding things like Spider-Man and things like Trump executive orders. It really cuts both ways in my case. So please feel free to reach out to me there and subscribe to the channel. And otherwise, I look forward to the next time.
Oh, you know it, brother.
Down here, Lord.
Oh, you know it, brother. Got to get you back on, man. Always a pleasure. Please support your HoegLaw on YouTube. He is phenomenal. Just to see his growth, I'm super proud of him. Always glad to call my friend to the realm, man. Continue on your journey, brother. You know we bringing you back. We gonna recap again when the Ghost of Tsushima Great Many Years stuff come back. We gonna cherry blossom up.
Still enjoying that one. So I'm right where you are. You said mid-act 2. That's right where I am.
Oh, okay, cool. So we go poly once we finish the game. Absolutely, brother. Always a pleasure, man. Have a good
All right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for having me.
You already know. Undead, I know I got you hostage on this last time. Let me know how your time is, because we're going to roll out quick.
I got about 15 minutes before my wife beat me with a rolling pin.
All right, cool. We don't want the wife's beat. We don't condone the beatings.
He said the rolling pins. Wow. That was funny. That was funny.
I caught the reference.
I wasn't going to catch it. It was cute.
Caught the reference, man. Let's rock this out, man. Last joint. This is Lord Addict, his topic, man. Launch. What's going on?
I give you permission to roll it out because I'm eating.
No, it's pizza time. So look, man, Lord Addict had brought this to my attention. It's a fun topic. You know, we've got these next gen consoles coming out, and the question is, launch lineups, right? And we've got Series X. We're getting an idea, kind of, what Series X is doing. Getting an idea, kind of PlayStation 5. We still don't have definitives yet. But, for anything that is coming out in 2020 and stuff like that, when these systems launch at the end of the year, we kind of want to get an idea, I guess, of what is exciting you. So, Attic, I don't know if you want to set it off, or I'll just give it to Undead, however you want to spark it off.
Undead.
Okay. So, Undead, what are you feeling, man, with these launch lines? Like, which one are you more excited about? Are you not excited about either? Where you at?
Okay, so I did a piece on Microsoft and Sony and their constant game of chicken that they're doing with prices and everything else, which is still super annoying. Self-plug that. But the also thing that's been super annoying with all this is we don't want to talk about prices and we don't want to talk about dates. We don't want to talk about dates of these launch lineups. All we get is these holiday 2020 launch windows that no one wants to go into detail about. Because, like, basically, if you go to a list of confirmed launch games right now, for your launch window games, is you've got Miles Morales for PlayStation, you've got Deathloop, and I think Bug Snacks is also in there. I know that's a meme at this point, but it's there. It's there. It's confirmed.
It's available.
And Xbox, we've got Halo Infinite, and there's something else, but it's slipping my mind. That's it for
I think medium.
Medium. That's it. Medium. Thank you.
And maybe Scorn. I don't know.
Yeah. So we're looking at these, and these are our launch lineups. We got our third party because obviously these consoles are going to fall somewhere between the first week of November and the end of November because Cyberpunk and Assassin's Creed are like 2 days apart. So obviously there's something going on there. And then Watch Dogs Legion's October 29th, just before. These launch lineups, I don't know. I think these launch lineups pre-COVID were going to be pretty great. Because in my gut feeling, I feel like Ratchet and Clank and Demon's Souls were going to be part of the PlayStation 5 launch lineup. I really do feel that. But I don't think they will be now. I'm thinking those will be spring 2021 games. All these people I see running with rumors and creating fabricated rumors about Halo Infinite not making launch. You're crazy.
Okay. Spicy.
Also wrote an article, Stop Believing Every 4chan Rumor You Read. Go read that and learn yourself some stuff. Because if Halo Infinite doesn't launch this holiday, the Series X won't launch this holiday. That's how. So stop with the nonsense. It's the same thing with the PlayStation camp. There's going to be more than just Spider-Man there. COVID really screwed up these launch lineups, and I'm legitimately, I'm looking at it, and I kind of wish. I know it's not, as Hoeg said, financially, these companies aren't going to do that. But as a gamer, I would be okay for them delaying these consoles into Q1 so we can have more software, more appealing software to kind of showcase these games. Because, like, I don't really want to do the whole PlayStation 4 and Xbox One thing of buy a couple of games at launch and then wait a year and a half for the good stuff to come out. And I kind of feel like that's where we're at right now.
Okay, I feel you. Let me jump in ahead of turn because this was all I got my mind thinking on this topic. Look, it was interesting. Obviously, I'm a guy that always buys both, regardless, day one, the whole deal. You know, I can't front. I had this conversation with King after the state of play. I gotta be honest. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's a few more announcements that, like Undead is saying, that we don't know about just yet, I wasn't that pumped with the PS5 launch ladder. And I know Miles is there, and Miles is going to hit. It's going to do what it do. But, you know, as I've said before, and the studio said themselves, what is it, like, I don't know, 8 to 10 hour kind of expansion deal.
Did you buy the regular Spider-Man?
Yeah, I have a regular one. So
Did
it's
you
like
finish it?
No, I've not finished it. I'm at the third quarter.
So it's like one of those games. It's like
yeah, it's cool. I'm not Spider-Man hardcore like that, but it was fun. I recognize it's a good game, but again, I will get it, but it's not. Again, it's for me. It's the selfish gamer, right? It's what is getting me to go buy, right? Yeah. So the game that I thought was going to be it for me was Godfall. And then I saw it, and then I'm just
I forgot about Godfall.
Yeah, and then I saw it, and I'm just like, okay, again, this is my opinion, y'all. This is not, I'm talking about selfishly cognito as a gamer, what appeals to me. That's what I'm talking about. So that was the joint that I thought was going to be me, like looter, shooter, slasher, and then the gameplay loop, and I'm like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a game I'd pick up, but again, what is, like if Ratchet and Clank was there, they say that's there, bam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm okay, you got me. That's something I'm very interested in. I want to see how that SSD do, right? I want to see all that stuff. But yeah, man, so that was that. And then like I'm just now that we're hearing this whole rumor of, you know, them purchasing exclusive games possibly and to get into their camp. I kind of want to see if any of those type of games fall into that list and make launch, because then I'll be excited. 'Cause I'm like, okay, they got this game that was primarily multi-platform before, and now it's exclusive. Now I like that game, and then boom, you know what I'm saying? I'm in. But I gotta be honest, y'all, like, Craig face and all, I'm still hype about Halo Infinite, man. Like, I'm a Halo guy. I like that. So my thing is, I like the gameplay loop. I like the grappling hook. I like multiplayer. I like hearing 120 frames. I like hearing free to play. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just that. Like, for me, you got that. I like the Yakuza series. I like that new one. That new one is turn-based. That's going to be on platform. They said at launch. I'm exclusive about that. I want to see how that go. Y'all know I'm a Destiny fan, so you know where I'm going to be with that, with Game Pass. So that was a cherry on top for me. So again, selfishly, just speaking about me, I'm not saying, yo, all the gamers going to feel like they go. No, relax. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about Cognito, where I'm at. I just need one hitter for me at launch. I know Sony going to have the bangers. But I'm just talking about one joint for me that gets me excited. That
Ninja joint in for you?
What, the
that
Pathless?
joint that you was captain?
The Pathless is hot, but that's not why I'm running to go get a
but
PS5.
That's gonna be in the store. I mean, you was hyped for it.
I like
you
it.
Was going crazy. So
you kind of were, man. I
like
rewatched
it.
that. I wasn't part of it.
He
was like, "This is for me.
This is for me." But it's not. It's not a joint that I'm going to spend bread for a system.
King was like, "The screen is on fire. The screen is on fire."
That's all I'm saying. Like, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, I just need something. You know how it is, King. When you get
no, I'm just trolling
you
because I know for a fact you ain't buying that game.
I'm getting the game, but I'm the type that when you open the packaging, you got that brand new system. You want to showcase that joint. You want to see. That's why Ratchet and Clank would have been perfect, because it's like, yo, look at him going through the different dimensions. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm like. I want that joint. You know what I'm saying? That's like, this is PS5. We here. You know what I'm saying?
I got it even from the Ratchet and Clank.
But well, I like the technology that's being utilized.
To see if the SSD work. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Listen, it's nothing that's going to be at launch. I've struggled with the same crap too. I said to myself, but I know me.
Right.
There's no way on this earth that a new console's coming out and I'm not going to have it.
Right.
I don't care if they have nothing. I don't care if I just pick it up and I just put it in the bushes and because that's what happened in the first one. When I got it, they had to do that 24-hour download joint, so it kind of put itself in the bushes anyway. So it sat there until games showed up,
right?
You know, and that's okay. Those are people with the bread to just be like, okay, do what you're gonna do when you get there.
Yeah,
like I'm getting you on hope.
Right.
Do whatever you're gonna do. We know about you later.
Right.
That's what that is. Day one hype. Yeah, I'm more hype day one for Xbox Series X for even my whole back catalog to see what happens when I play a game. Like what's gonna go on. But the PlayStation, this one game definitely I'm gonna buy Miles Morales.
Right, of course.
Period. And I have no choice.
Right.
But then you gotta really have a heart-to-heart question with a lot of these consumers. Are you paying $500 plus for Miles Morales?
Right.
And is it worth it for you? And I see your struggle. I say the same thing. I didn't think about it until you said it.
Right.
Till you said it, I wasn't really, because I thought, you know how we do. Right. I'm thinking me, you, and Sai walking to the store. Then you talking about, I don't know. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, well, what do you mean you don't know? Like, it kind of threw me off. Yeah. Like, really? Like,
I just selfishly just need something for me, and I was hoping Godfall was that. I thought Godfall was that. I just wasn't thrilled with the gameplay loop. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm the same way. Godfall. You guys remember when it was announced at the Video Game Awards? I was there. I was like, let me see. Yeah. And then I kept seeing gameplay, and I'm like,
it's like the more I've seen, the more I've cooled, and I'm just like, all right.
Now, Addict with a T is not about what's going on there.
I'm done
at all whatsoever. Godfall is in the bushes, and Godfall is buried under the bushes. It's not even in the bushes.
I wasn't buying that game at all.
King
shout out to Demon Wazo Gamer. Yes, good question. What about Demon Souls? Y'all know I'm not into that life. I mean, salute to y'all with the Bloodborne and beating your head against the wall and the second row. I feel y'all. I'm old. I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. I'm not doing that. Like all that throwing controllers at the screen. I'm not about that life. Those games don't really interest me. But I understand mad people do like those games though.
I don't mind buying a console if there's a game I want to play.
Yeah.
I bought Zelda I bought the Switch literally just for Zelda for a while. I literally bought another PlayStation for Final Fantasy VII. I don't mind buying a PS5 when there's a game that I want to play on the PS5. Right. And I know people's like, well, hey, Dick, what about their track record? Well, when they have something that I want, then I will commit. But I'm not buying something to sit in my closet for 6 months. Like, if Demon's Souls is there day one, I'll be there day one. Right. If Demon's Souls is there 3 months after, I'll be there 3 months after. But I'm not buying this for Loop, whatever that game's called. Like, I'm not buying this.
Yeah,
Bugsnax.
I'm not buying this for Bugsnax. I'm definitely not buying this for Spider-Man. Okay, unless they give me something that I want to play, I'm not buying it. Like,
listen, I feel
one of those people that's just like, you know, King. Obviously, King will buy because King likes that. He likes that new item in his hand thing.
Yep.
And it's just like I'm not that dude. It's just like I will buy it when a title is relevant that comes out. I'm not about this. Oh, I'll buy it now because later on. Well, if I would have waited later on when the game came out that I wanted to, I probably could have got it cheaper anyway. Like,
I feel you. And that, again, that's just my thought. I just want to get solid and honest, and then where you at with this, man?
For me, like I'm in kind of the same boat with King. Like I'm not gonna have a new console out there and not get it, even if there's nothing for it that I'm super excited about. Obviously, I'm excited for Miles because I know, you know, they're gonna use a hard drive or whatnot. I'm kind of underwhelmed by the fact that it's not gonna be a full-on, 40-hour experience, but whatever. So that is enough for me on the PlayStation side. On the Xbox side, I have to say, and I've been saying this for a while, I'm in all likelihood I'm gonna splurge on a big time gaming PC this gen. I haven't done it for a while, so I'm gonna probably do it. Okay. So I'm more excited to see the features of the Series X at play with my older games just out of the gate, just to see, to see. Yeah, go ahead.
I do think that's something that people fail to mention. Like, we didn't have backwards compatibility on the Xbox at day one. And I think with the amount of titles that's going to be backwards compatible with the Series X and the Lockhart, there's going to be more of a reason, because if I do upgrade, my 9 times out of 10, the games in my backlog's coming with me. Right. Now, obviously, Sony been a little vague on that. We ain't going into that, but like they ain't really told us too much about that. What they have told us is messaging. Jesus. But I just got to see more information on that. But right now, it's definitely Series X. Like,
so on the Xbox side, besides that, seeing my older games, like I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to Halo, I'm still excited. No, I'm the Halo guy. I love Halo, but I'm not. I'm excited for the 120 FPS. I'm excited to see the reception to it being free to play. Yeah. I'm excited to see the potential for Halo to become bigger than it ever has been. The single player stuff, I'm not happy with the fact that ray tracing and that next gen patch is not going to be there day one.
Facts.
So again,
they just said it'll come afterwards.
Yeah, but afterwards, not day one.
We don't know if it's day one. It didn't say not day one.
I think they did though, King. I think they did say. I think they did say.
Every time I look for it, never said it.
Undead, I need a fact check, sir.
Yeah, give me a fact check.
Yeah, they said post-launch the patch would come. Post-launch,
it could be 12 o'clock that night.
He's optimistic.
I absolutely hope so. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Like again, because my thing is that
what about the medium, Saul?
The medium does look good too. Again, I was a little underwhelmed by the 30 FPS stuff. Underwhelmed.
30 FPS ray tracing, sir.
No, they removed ray tracing from that whole conversation.
No, they brought it back.
They brought it back. They were the whole thing that was on.
No, they brought it back. They
brought it back. There was, for whatever reason, got removed.
Just make sure we're good. Are we good on that?
Yeah. For whatever reason, it got removed. But again, if by that time I do have the gaming PC in that 3080, then more than likely I'll be playing it at 60 with full ray tracing. Whatever. So it's one of those things where it's like at the launch, I'm gonna have it regardless because that's just me. Yes. I'm not gonna not have it.
Yes.
But I'm a little more underwhelmed than I thought I would be.
Okay, fair enough. King, launch lineups.
Anything. My ex come with my stuff. I'm fine.
It's not even a question.
I don't literally have to buy anything. I just got to go pick up a console and go home and play everything. So the PlayStation, I'm gonna spend $50 or $70 on Miles Morales. I'm not buying nothing else for them. I don't care what they do.
You're not no Godfall. I just want to see your face. I just want to say Godfall.
I wasn't even with Godfall when they was showing it before. I knew it was Fugazi. I knew it was filler. I knew it was junk. I knew it right from the rip. And anybody sitting there talking about, oh, it's going to be the new Destiny and all. Every game that has attached itself to a champion, which is Destiny has fell under the daggone rope so hard.
Heard that, Undead? Pay attention.
Yeah, Anthem didn't.
I got
the thing is Anthem didn't even get in the ring.
I told y'all about that.
Here, I got a solution. If Godfall looks appealing to you,
yes,
I'm going to save you $60 right now. You're going to go buy that PlayStation 5. You're going to hook it up to your TV. You're going to boot up that start menu. You're going to just breathe in the glory of that start menu. And you're going to go to the store and you're going to download Warframe for free. And it's going to do everything Godfall does, except it already does it better.
What you can do is get that Series X, get that Game Pass.
And get that Game Pass and have Destiny on deck.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not encouraging people to download garbage, okay?
Dizzy, we got to do something with our editors. Our editors loose.
My man.
I feel like you might have just got blacklisted. I
played that Warframe and it was hot trash.
Damn.
I tried. And I know people say, yo, come back. It's gotten better. Listen, anytime you've had a bad experience with something, like you go to a restaurant and there's a rat head in your soup, are you going back? I'm not going back to rat head soup.
You've been scarred by the experience.
That Warframe is rat head soup. I'm not going back to it. You can stop talking about that. Godfall look like they got flies in their soup. I'm not buying that. So I'm gonna stay where I know the food is fine. I'm just gonna stay over here. 60 frames per second.
Fair enough. So I'm getting super chance to get out of here. We gotta get out of here.
We got Stitch with the $5 super chat. Godfall blue section where underwater with no bubbles in the bushes. Then we have Clutch Man. Someone with the $5 super chat. Anyone, please make a next gen TMNT game with the recent lifelike movie models.
Maybe, I don't know. I kind of like the animated ones, but anyway.
The animated ones, we have Mariano Pompa with the $5 super chat. What do the lords think of Lord Rand's video about the possibility of an even cheaper Lockhart, but with no controller?
I heard that rumor. Yeah, I've been hearing that.
That sounds crazy.
Sounds
I got a crazy text message right now.
Wow. Okay, so industry breaking.
I'm gonna tell you this, right?
Okay.
For all you PlayStation dudes, y'all left PlayStation already. Y'all left them because just not the ones who got money. Not the ones that got not a TCL, not those guys. Y'all guys is still gonna buy, but you other dudes that was expecting something else,
something just came across your line.
Just right now.
Okay,
we'll talk about it.
Anyway,
we'll talk about it in a minute.
We'll talk about it. Look, are we caught up, Bob?
We got Cat Daddy with the $2 super chat. Mute his mic now.
No doubt. Oh, shout out to, let me get Forte on the side. That's the homie, though. He said, working in retail, I have to have both systems. Even with nothing for me available day one on PS5, I can in good conscience watch all these people tease me with their purchase. Fair enough. FOMO. I feel that. So we caught up?
Yeah, we caught up.
All right, cool, man. Let's finish it up. We out of here, man.
I mean, it's not really finished up. I told you, right now, as of me, the best bang for my buck until something actually comes out for the PlayStation is the Series X. Destiny's there day one. Luca and them are playing Destiny. That's one of the main reasons I'm picking up the Series X. A little bit less hype for Halo Infinite after the reveal, but I still want to play it. Still gonna play it.
Right.
But as of right now, it's the Series X. But it's like I said, let that Demon Soul come out day one.
Then things have changed. Yeah, I'm with you. I just need one joint for me that get me super pumped, and hopefully it's like an exclusive joint that we ain't even hear about, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel a little more confident. I'm probably still gonna bend the knee about it though, anyway. I'm just saying how I feel. But anyway, let's get this poll up and get up out of here. After the announcement of Spider-Man being an exclusive character to the PlayStation version of Marvel Avengers, which of the following answers most resembles your personal stance regarding exclusive content? The choices are A, no issue with exclusive content tied to any platform. Invest in your fan base. B, only agree if exclusive content is timed and not more than 1 year. Or C, make exclusive... Oh, no, actually, it's 4 choices. Excuse me. Make exclusive games, throw exclusive content in the bushes. Or D, I don't care. If I don't get the content I want, it's automatically anti-consumer. Shout out to in the chat. Yo, shout out to Lord Tobi, Lord Hoeg, and Lord Undead for pulling up with a fantastic show, man. Oh, man, we definitely hit the line today. Salute, Tobi with IronHarvest. Again, if you caught that, please check him out, man. He was in the realm with us. Did it up. If you're into RTS, into that genre, this is definitely one to watch out for. Tremendous stream with the Lords and Undead and the crew, PD and Addict. Please check that out against the developers. And then, of course, Lord Hoeg, man, the business law firm himself, bringing his spicy takes, of course. So it's always good to have him in the realm, man. Salute him. Follow HoegLaw on YouTube. And, of course, let's get Undead, LordsOfGaming.net's own editor and host of The Gaming Perspective. Where can the fine people find you? What you got going on, sir?
People can find me on Twitter. Send me all your hate mail. You can find me on Undead3XVI. Your hate fulfills me. I check my messages every other week. And the uptick in slurs towards me has been fantastic. Woo, I need to recertify. I am Irish Canadian, so using Mexican racial slurs against me is an interesting choice. I appreciate y'all, though. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the attempts.
Oh,
but you can also find my podcast on the Gaming Perspective YouTube channel. There's some stuff. I'm going to start deconstructing news and editorial style videos coming up on that. So you'll see things like, you know, why Spider-Man being exclusive can be good or bad and things like that. So you can hop on over and subscribe to that if you're so interested. The podcast goes live 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday, usually, sometimes Sunday, depending on scheduling. But yeah, and you can find all of my written work at lordsofgaming.net and everything we cover and the fantastic work that is done by the entire team of the website.
Absolutely, man. Salute to the website. Salute to LordsGaming.net. Salute to Dizzy. He was in there, man. He has some great points, some great articles as well in reference to the Samsung deals, cloud gaming. Salute to the whole team, man. We've got some tremendous talent, man. If you're interested in very games, very platforms, you know what I'm saying? And these guys are killing it. I'm super proud and humbled that they write for us. We have tremendous talent. Undead is definitely one of the driving forces behind that. So salute you, brother. Keep it up. Always a pleasure to have you in the realm. And again, Gaming Perspective, y'all. Check it out, man. Check it out. Really good podcast. These guys, listen, man. They talking real educated talk, none of the nonsense. Please support them. Great group of guys. Eric Jackson. And, of course, LordsOfGaming.net's own Rage Virus is on there as well. Jared, he's awesome. And, of course, the amazing Sam Tober of Windows Central, man. Check that out. These guys are real gamers, real information, and you can get some fact-checking done with all the fraudery. So go in there and check them out, man. It's really good, solid podcast. So that's what I got. Lord Addict with the C or the T or the which one, I don't know, that took the L dot. Where can the five people find you? What do you have going on, sir?
It's Lord Addict with a C if something bad happens, and it's a T when everything's good. All right?
No doubt.
So you can find me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP. You can find me on YouTube at Gaming Addict. Got some videos probably coming out tomorrow. And you can find me next week right back here eating on the podcast. Because once it's over 3 o'clock, man,
food time.
I'm on borrowed time. All right.
Fair enough, sir. Always a pleasure. Please check out his videos. My boy is out here killing it with the videos. Thumbnail game on fleek. Great opinions going on. He's been rocking it, and he's been doing also some ILP first look streams. I think he did Dead Age 2 for us for LordsGaming.net. That was awesome. And yeah, man, please support him, man. He's out here moving and shaking and taking the challenges. So that's what we got. Sorry, we want to get the super chat before we get your outro, sir.
Got ATL with the $5 super chat. Do you think another reason Sony took away console exclusives is to keep keep away comparisons of third-party games, which will look better on the X.
Well, they didn't take away the game. The game was going to be there, and
the comparison is going to be made anyway.
Yeah.
No doubt. So Lord Sovereign getting the Sony base behind them. They would like talk their hustlers talk, spend that exclusive bread.
The funny thing is that I get labeled the Sony pony.
Sony Nation is here for some. They say he the only appeared Lord spit facts. Forget them other lords. That's the Lord we here for.
Sovereign, baby.
Sovereign, baby. Yeah, man, they here for him. That's the member of G Unit they like. They don't like us. They like some songs.
Bad about that. Yeah, no doubt. Big shout out to Tobi and Hoeg and Undead for coming through. Always funny, man. Hoeg is a hilarious dude, and Tobi is on another level. Definitely check out ILP's interview with him at the E3 or PAX a couple of years back. He's just a character.
Sure, you doing too much, Cat Daddy. Lord and Savior, Sovereign Christ. You doing too much, y'all. Y'all can't listen. I know my man is nice, but y'all not gonna make this that he's the best Lord. I feel away now. I feel they giving Solve the title as the best Lord. Yo, what's going on?
I'm here. I'm the pragmatic Lord. You know what I mean?
Sure, y'all doing too much. Continue.
No doubt. But definitely big shout out to those guys. And yeah, I'm going to work, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. Try to continue my Ghost of Tsushima play. Like I said last week, I'm really playing it straight samurai now. Like it's just not. It isn't really a stealth game. Like it's serviceable, and I wish it were more. It was deeper.
It's just the AI a little dumb sometimes. The AI is a little dumb when it comes to
it's like 25% stealth, 75% my sword's going in your throat.
For sure. Pause.
No doubt.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
I didn't even think about that. Yo, that was a bad pause. Bad pause. We sponsorships lost. Salute to Delilah. Forgive us, Delilah. Forgive us. Anything else, Salva? You good?
Nah, I'm good.
No doubt. And of course, Lord King, tired of all the nonsense.
It's just dudes be running around with wild rhetoric.
Tired of all the fake insiders and the upsetting TCL Nation once again. Where can the people find you? What you got going on, sir?
First of all, I want to say shout out to Tobi, Hoeg, and my man Undead.
Yes.
He be out here putting out that work on dudes.
I call him the machine, bro.
It's crazy. Yeah, but I really want to salute you because, like I said, I knew you as like Michael Jordan. So I just really wanted to salute you and let you know that. And if I don't tell you to your face, I'll tell you to your face right now.
He was very happy with the signing.
Yes, I was.
We all were. We all were.
A lot of people were popping bottles, bro, when you came. So
nice getting you on these poles, baby.
Undead. I was like, get that man a shield. Get that man a shield.
I mean, Cog knows, and Undead knows. As soon as he got signed, I was like, my savior. He said,
well, I know why.
I know why you, because it took you off writing duties. Okay.
But new KOS is up. It's getting ready to come up. The box is right there. I just didn't want to overwork Cognito.
Thank you.
And I had I did my whole back room like I've been like doing some little documentaries with it in these new shelvings that I'm working with back there, and they hold at least 90% of my statue collection. I've moved most of them back there, so I have a whole free space in my main room that I'm going to populate. And I have new shelving that's coming over here. It's just going to look bananas. So stuff will change around. Y'all can watch it organically change, and also go to Dolph Castle X on Friday nights.
Salute my boy.
Just tune in. Listen to the talk. It's kind of funny. You would have saw Barbara run into the store on a Red Bull run live with her camera as she put on her mask. It was the wildest thing because we did not know what was going on when her camera switched and she's in the street. We was like, kind of crazy.
It's like World War III is coming. It's good.
I did not know what it looked like. The Blair Witch. I didn't know what was going on. Like, it's definitely something to watch. Please watch Last word with Lord Cognito and Ebontis. Hey, yo, Cog, how you feel about them taking away Outbreak Prime?
Yeah. Now we're not gonna talk about that because that got me upset. And I'm trying to move forward.
I try to watch you guys, right? But at this point, I'm so removed from Destiny. When I tell you it is another language,
that's what people say.
Like you guys will talk for like minutes, and it's not even English to me.
Yeah,
dude.
that's what Fletch after this epic goes. He said the same thing. He's like, yo, I don't know what it is, what's going on, but it is the most passionate thing. I just love the passion that y'all do.
I like when they fight. That's all I tune in for because I'm guaranteed a let's get ready to rumble moment. And Cog be standing on his square, but Ebontis be bobbing and weaving and breaking them down sometimes. So yeah, please tune into that. Follow me on Instagram. Well, follow us on every social media.
Yes.
That's lordsofgaming.net on the net. That's Iron Lords Podcast on YouTube. That's Iron Lord Podcast on Twitter. That's Iron Lord Podcast on Instagram. And that's Iron Lord Podcast on TikTok. Yes, the kids is on TikTok. We out there, popping and locking. We got Addict and a plumber suit dancing. So you got to go check that out. If you look for that, and it's not
Man,
down
you told me
fraudulent.
you weren't gonna post that. that was Addict with a C though.
We waiting for that trucker hats. It's coming. We got to make that second order, man. But look,
but please follow us. Thank you for all the support. Everybody was rocking in here, man.
Yeah.
This is truly humbling. And all you dudes that tuned in for that state of play, I didn't even think it was going to be. It was some impromptu stuff that we decided to do, and you rock with us. Facts. I really, truly appreciate it.
Shout out to Delapo for making a
director's
cut
version
of me and you with text on it. Was hilarious. I didn't even realize the things we were saying. I'm like, yo, we kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah, it was nuts.
We isn't all bad. We definitely made it, man. Salute, yo. He said y'all be having
especially that tweet that King did after.
Oh yeah.
This is what it looks like. I'm trash. I'm like, every time I had to hide it because I was laughing too hard every time I got on
salute
Twitter.
to y'all. We just want to give some love back to the realm, man. And of course, already know the Lords were in the realm. Everybody, look, enjoy your Sunday next week. Oh, Solve, we got to go to a Patreon joint for next week. Yeah, we got to get that, and we'll do some winners, do some giveaways, and we have some cool things lined up. Yo, that's all I got. We're gonna give y'all the outro with King. Everybody enjoy your Sunday. We out of here till next week. Peace.
Hi, I'm Lord King David of Iron Lords Podcast, and we're bringing to you an exciting new giveaway. This giveaway is like none other. We'll be giving away an Xbox Series X. That's right, you heard me right. The brand new console launching from Microsoft this year. Well, this is how you're able to be part of that giveaway. There's two ways to get your name thrown in the hat for the raffle. One, become a member of the realm. That's hit that join button, hit that join button. You hit that join button down at the bottom and you can become a member. And also, another way is by becoming a Patreon member. So you can be part of the realm as well. Now, this is brought to you by Cat Daddy Fat Stacks, a member and Lord of the Realm. A very generous person that's in our community. And this community is beautiful. So remember, you can have one entry by hitting that join button and becoming a member of the realm. And also, you can have another entry by being a Patreon. Now, you said, King, what if I'm a member of both? Well, your name gets thrown in the hat 2 times. So please, like, follow, and subscribe. Join or become a Patreon member or become both. And your name is in the hat to get that Xbox Series X. That's the Who Did That For You sweepstakes. This is wonderful. This is something that I'm sure that you will enjoy.